Regal. We got a little bit of a wait. No early check-in for Mr. Will Travels. We gotta figure out where we're gonna go hang out at. We got to figure out what we are going to do. That is the downside of that's the downside of taking an early train. You get in before check-in. Not only do you get up early, but you get in too early. And I kind of feel like they don't get you early check-in here. What's up? Rachel. We are back. We just arrived in the city of Nha Trang. The train was only about 2.5 hours, and we took a taxi here. We are waiting for check-in, unfortunately, so we have a while. We took the early morning train, and now we have a few hours to kill before check-in, so we're gonna hang out in here for a few, and then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go get lunch. There's nothing else we can really do. What's up, Kiara? What's up, guys? This is the Regal Hotel, and there is a pool. But the weird thing about the pool is on the ground level. Here it says 2. We're gonna try to get in at 1. This one says 2, but we're gonna try to get in at 1. And you know what's weird, Philip? The pool is on the ground level. Not really sure why that is. We are in the city of Nha Trang. I don't know what Fluffy's trying to do. Yeah, this place, we haven't seen the rooms or nothing, but I think it's a 4-star because there is a restaurant. That's where the breakfast buffet will be. What were you asking them, Fluffy? Car? Why would you leave, Fluffy? Would you leave? Fluffy. I kept telling you about that watch. It kept falling off. Fluffy lost her watch. Fluffy, on the app you can contact them. There's like there's supposed to be a contact section. Like a help or a contact. There's gotta be. So let me show you guys. That's the buffet. I'll go back out here and I'll show you guys the pool. The pool's pretty big. I'll show you actually how big it is. So here is the beach. Here is, yeah, she lost her smartwatch, man. I get mad because she loses things every single day. And the thing about it is, you guys always say, why are you always giving her a bad time? I say, Fluffy, make sure you have everything. Before we leave, I say, check your pockets. Do you have everything? Do you have everything? Do you have everything? Yes, yes, of course, of course. And then we get outside. Oh, I forgot this. Oh, I can't find this. And then as soon as we get out of every train, every airplane, every taxi, I say, look around. Do you have everything? Yes, of course, of course. And then that's why she didn't say nothing the whole time. She went up there and I said, why did you go to the front desk? She goes, oh, nothing. And I said, why? What were you asking? And then she goes, oh, to contact the car. I said, for what? She said, oh, I think I dropped my watch in there. I said, Fluffy, I asked you, do you have everything? Like, people think I say it to be a jerk, but I don't. When I say, hey, double check everything, I want you to grab your pockets, look around, and make sure you have everything. Like, I'm paranoid about leaving things places. And she just, like, gets out, rushes. Like, that's why I'm always like, Fluffy, watch out, watch out. Like, stop stepping in front of the street like that. Because she'll walk, and, like, a scooter will be coming this way, and she'll just keep her eyes, and I'm like, Fluffy, wait, wait, wait. But I don't know, man. I get mad because she always loses something or always forgets something. This is not Trang. This is not the beach. It looks like it's about 6 minutes walk. So if we could cut through here, it'd probably be 3. But I think when I looked at Google Maps, it said 6 minutes because of these buildings. So we got to kind of go this way and then this way. But here is the beach. I mean, not the beach, the pool. But the very weird thing is, the pool is on the ground level. I don't know why. Usually pools are up higher, but we're like right on the street level. Not really sure if that's common here or not, but who knows. And then here is the hotel. I think it's a 4-star because everything I seen was 4-star. And this is the name of the place, Regal. Got your free Wi-Fi. This is the entrance. You live in Nepal. Very nice, very nice. They even have these. This is the first time we stayed at a place like this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's I don't think it's common to have a pool on the ground level. And then this, I think, is the buffet. The buffet is at 6:30 to 9:30, I think they said, 9:30 or 10. There is the buffet. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in better than the other buffet. You're in an older hotel made of tofu by the Chinese. It can't support a rooftop pool. It's made of tofu? Jesus Christ. Hopefully people don't eat it. Sochi is down about 6 minutes that way. I think it was 6 minutes or 8 minutes. So I was told like this. So Philip stayed down this way. We were told up from Philip is the main area. So that's why we chose this place. The other place we chose was a place this way. So when we looked at where Philip's place was, people said, oh, he's in the tail end of the main hub, the European zone. So we tried to stay up. I wanted to stay at another place, but this overall was a better deal because we were going to stay at another place that was about maybe 3 or 4 minutes this way. You know what? I'm going to ask him about water. I don't see a dispenser down here, though. I kind of have a feeling they might have them on each floor or something, but we'll see when we check in. We got a long time before check-in. Yeah, let me show you guys exactly. So I hope that what everyone told me was correct, because that's the whole point of why we chose this area. So this is where Philip stayed, right? So Philip stayed here, and we are, see, we're here. So Philip was here, and then we are about, how far was that? Directions. We're about 8 minutes closer to the main hub because we were told this is the main hub where you guys see Sunflower 2-foot body massage. We were told that's the main hub tourist area. Philip stayed here. We're right there at the blue dot, and we're told this is the main European tourist zone. Why don't you use this time to go in the mini mart to load up on those little bottles of water? Well, for one, I have a whole bunch of water left. For two, I guarantee you there's going to be free water here. Like I said, every single place that I've been to. Dude, Archers, you're out of here, buddy. Nice knowing you. What is that? No, I'm okay. Fluffy, you didn't find no way to contact them? Were you wearing it?
No, it fell from my back. I was wearing it and then it fell off. Then I thought I placed it in my bag.
180 feet? For me, it's not really about how far we are off the beach because for us, I think it's a literal matter of like 6 minutes. Let's see how far Sochi is from the beach. Let's see. Let's do Sochi. Choose on the map. So I guess let's call it right there. Yeah, so Philip's about... What the hell? Give me 1 second, guys. We want to be in the main area. That's the biggest thing for us. Main area, cheap, biggest room. Where are we at? Regal. Here we go. So directions, and let's do choose on the map. Let's try to figure out where the closest way to reach the beach from us is. There we go. Yeah, so we are a 7-minute walk from the beach. But Philip's place was too small for us. His was 22 square meters. I'm even kind of disappointed that we're 28. I think it's 28 or 29 here. Fluffy, I don't think they're going to return it because I kept telling Fluffy, go check. There should be a help contact section. And she said, oh, no, there's not. And I know there's a help contact section. But she said there's not. What was I going to say? I had the double deluxe. Yeah, I know. I looked at it, Philip. Trust me. Let me go back and look. Because I looked at your place first. That's where I was looking. It's called Sochi. So let me look at Sochi. Sochi, Russia. Maybe that's why it's called Sochi.
Sochi.
So here it is. This is what Philip had. Sochi Hotel. Yeah, see? Philip, deluxe double, 22 square meters. I remember you told me this is, well, that's not what it says here, Philip. Deluxe double with balcony, 22 square meters. That's exactly the room you told me. Even the senior double, even if it was the senior double, 25 square meters. They don't have any 28 or 29. The senior suite, 26 meters. The triple sea view is the only one that's 30, but the one that you have is the double deluxe. I remember you told me, I looked it up weeks ago. Remember when I told you that we were first coming here? This is the one that you have, the deluxe double, and it's only 22 square meters. That's too small for us. We're paying $12 a night. So we spent $36 or $34 for 3 nights. So what we got was the, what's this called? Fluffy calls it Rigel, but it's called Regal. So this is what we got. So we got about 6 or 7 square meters bigger. So what we got was we got the deluxe city balcony, deluxe city balcony. Yeah, this is the one that we got right here. This is the one that we got, which is 28 square meters. It's $13 on Monday. We paid 12. I'm frugal, but even I won't go that low for a short-term hotel. That's crazy. You just throw away money. We have everything. We have, the only thing I wish I had bigger was a bigger room, but we got a nice breakfast buffet. We got a pool that I won't use. I want to see the room, but we do have a balcony. We have a city view. What else? We're 6 minutes from the beach. We have not seen our room yet, though. That's the only thing yet. I don't know what you want, Darth Son. That's crazy. I think you haven't even seen the room and you're saying you won't go that low. I don't understand. You're not a senior, you're still a young man. I think, Darson, if you base things on price, you're easily suckered. I think Darson's the one that says, hey, if it's $50, it must be good. If it's $10, oh no, that's terrible. That's not how you judge things. I've been to 60, 70 hotels in my life. I think the first time I ever even got a mosquito bite was 2 nights ago, but never had bed bugs. Never. The only thing, I think the worst case I've ever had in a hotel was in Bali, and that was cold water. There was never hot water showers. I think that's probably the worst thing. I think maybe at a hotel. Yeah, I've had one hotel in the Philippines that I think the worst was that they had construction right next door to us. But besides the construction and besides only cold water, I've never had a bad experience at a hotel. We still have a while to check in, though. I think what we're going to do is hang out here. I'm charging my battery on this one. And then I think we're going to go get some lunch at 12. What time is it now? It's 11. But if you guys, I have a bridge to sell you. If you guys think, oh, if it's $12, that must mean it's bad. Like, it's so crazy. You guys are the people that say like, oh, if you buy, perfect example how China is now exposing all the luxury brands. Have you guys seen that? So it's like China makes all these luxury brands, slaps a Louis Vuitton logo on it, and sells it to you guys for $1,500. You guys are like, oh wow, what a great brand! To come to find out, it's all made in China. But that's the sheep for you guys. The sheep will buy something because it has a logo. What's up, Earl? No, not the Golden Gate. I'm selling the Orange Gate or the Blue Gate. It's a little off of San Francisco for the low price of 10 million, but 10 million. So we'll take a look at the reviews. This is actually why. Here's another trick. I'll give you guys another trick. I don't usually check the reviews on Agoda where I book it. What I do is I go to Google because Agoda is a little shady, I think, in my opinion, for the reviews. They only kind of put up the good reviews. But let's go here. So Regal is a 4-star hotel with 4.3 ratings. So it's a 4-star hotel. Well, maybe Army Guy doesn't know how to pick places. I don't know, but like I said, we've never experienced it. And I've been to 50, 60 cities in my life, international cities. So here's a 4-star hotel, 4.3 rating. And let's go take a look at the reviews. Let's take a look at the newest. First of all, it's satisfactory level for the price. Except for the location, it's the best value for money. The staff is friendly and the breakfast is delicious. The dessert is poor. Oh no, they have bad desserts at the buffet, it sounds like. They change every day. It is good to use the gym. So there's a gym here, there's a pool here, there's a pool table here. It's hard to find a 4-star hotel at this price. So I don't really believe, unless maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think 4-star hotels really come with bed bugs. So I don't know if Darson understands that, but Darson, that was in the Dominican Republic, and the door level wasn't. It came through a storm.
No, it's okay, but
5-star travels. It's the king of cost effectiveness. The swimming pool is clean and deep. The rooms are spacious. The breakfast is good. Let me show you guys the pool. Actually, I kind of like the pool, even though I'm probably not going to use it. The only thing I will say bad about the pool is that it's on the ground level. I don't know why that is. I have no clue why this pool is on the ground level. Maybe you guys can tell me, but it's like right on the street. It's kind of weird, but the pool is actually big. I'm kind of surprised. There's I guess a kiddie pool, and then a bigger pool, and then the beach is right here, right behind this building right there. We just came off the main road. But the only other thing I don't like about pools, this is in general, is that there's nothing covering it. So if you come out in the middle of the day, I would be looking like a tomato, because look, we were at the beach yesterday and I'm already freaking like a baked tomato. The name of this place is called Regal. It's right here. Rigel. 4-star buffet, gym, swimming pool, and it supposedly says a pool table and a breakfast buffet for $12. Actually, you can get a room here for $10, but the $10 is the mountain view, which I prefer city view over mountain view, and the $10 room was a little bit smaller. I think it was 23 or 24 square meters. We kind of upgraded, got the bigger room with the city view and a senior deluxe. Sophie, where am I gonna sit? Why are you from? I am from the USA, but I am in the city of Nha Trang. This is our first time here. I don't know. I'm not sure who it's built by. I think Darthson is making up a lot of stuff that he doesn't know. Darson, if you believe Darson, we're staying in a place that has bed bugs, that is about to crumble at any time. So I'm not sure if he's negative.
why?
I don't know. I'm just getting that sense. He's like, oh, I would never stay at a place for $12. Never mind. I'm like, why? It's a 4-star hotel. Great reviews. I learned my lesson when I was young because I don't want to get bed bugs. And I'm like, we've never had bed bugs. Let me see. We'll try to find out where this place or who this place was built by. But he hasn't even seen the room, and this guy's ready to talk about this place is about to crumble any second. I don't know. We'll focus on the positive stuff. I'm actually happier already with this place than I was with the more expensive place. So if Darson would have loved the place that we were at before because it cost $17 more. Okay, go read about San Francisco earthquake. There was plenty of USA high quality structures. The Bay Bridge collapse. So I think you take other things way, way into account. Darson based his pick on how expensive something is. You need to try tram and chicken rice in Nha Trang. Let me take a look where that's at. Give me 1 second. I have somebody coming in my chat the other night and tell me yeah, I think someone said that. Someone else told me something about Indiana. Maybe he's your relative, Philip. What is the name of the place? Hold on, let me see. And it's a little far for walking. I'm assuming this is it though. I'm glad you asked that, Mitzi. So my first impression, I'll tell you mine, and then I'll let you know Fluffy's. So when we came in here, the main, like where An Thuong would be, like the beach street where you first come in, like where we live. I see all these buildings are very big. They're like skyscraper hotels. We don't see small hotels like in Da Nang. When you walk down our street by Bread and Butter, you have like 3-story hotels, 2-story. We didn't see any of those. This city is a tourist city. This means people come in here, like all these people are going to be here for a week or less and gone. This is not these people, I guarantee you, all these people, even all the people that we see outside, are not staying here for 3 months, 6 months, 8 months. Da Nang is a long term expat place. This city is an in and out, in and out. People pop in, people pop out. That's why I'm pretty sure they don't have a legit bus visa run option, because they say, hey, there's not enough people, expats, that live here to make it worth it. People come in here and they come out, and there's very, very less English here. All the people here, I think, are speaking Russian. Even the staff is a little bit less English. Um, Building codes in California is improved. No way, Gary is absolutely ghetto. I'm not sure. I've never been. Oh no, I take that back. I've been to Indiana. I was in Batesville. Seems like lots of people are checking in now. We got here pretty damn early. So the only thing about that place, it's not in walking distance. We do need to find something in walking distance to go kill some time and eat lunch. It's 11. Our check-in's not till maybe 2. So we're gonna try to check in at 1, but we're gonna have to go somewhere, go eat maybe in an hour or so. What's up, Chris? We haven't even had cockroaches in our place. We've never even experienced. Oh no, I take it back. One hotel we've seen one cockroach. One. So I must be the luckiest man in the world, because we've had one cockroach in every single place that we've stayed. Maybe I pick hotels amazingly great, because we've never had any bad experiences. Maybe you guys pick them bad, or I pick them good. But if the price, what I don't understand, Darson, ask Philip. All these places are this price. I don't think so. The one thing I'm going to tell you about Nha Trang, they have very low hotels. This is common price here. This isn't. I don't know if Philip's still in here, but Philip lived down the street. He stayed at a place that was $12. This is a very, very common price here. Under $20 is easily, easily, easily doable here. Watch, we'll show you how many places are right here. I think I believe you overspend on things. I think you equate how much something is to how good it is. And I'm telling you, the place that we just stayed at for $17 a night already is lower comparison to this place that we're almost spending half less. But if you guys go by, hey man, how much does it cost? That makes it better. Then you guys are just getting ripped off. I don't think I've seen 4-star hotels in Da Nang at this. So in this price point, you guys would find Gold Time. A Moonra used to be $11, but I don't know about 4 stars. So I will say I think the hotels here are cheaper. I have no clue about apartments or anything. But let's take a look at this. We'll show you guys. We'll look at all the stuff that's under $20. And there'll be a lot that's on the beach, because I saved like about 5 different places. So this is the main area right here. And everything here is all under $20. Look, $7 on the beach, 19, 11, 10, 10, 10, 13, 13, 9, 19, 15, 8, 14, 10. Yeah, you overpaid. I understand. There's Philip right there. $360 a month for a 4-star hotel monthly rate is hard to get. So everything here is all well under $20. And this is the main area from what I understand. Everyone tells me this is the main area, but you can easily find this place. Everybody's speaking Russian here though. So I think that's going to be the thing. There's going to be less English here. There's going to be a lot of vacationers here, meaning they pop in, they pop out. A lot of people are not living long term here. I think that's the big, oh, and the other big difference, like I said, there's tons and tons of high 6, 7, 8 floor hotels all on this strip. Whereas in Da Nang, they're like 2-story hotels, a couple of condos, maybe 3-story hotels, maybe one big tall hotel. Here, it's just a huge row of big tall hotels. You know what else we seen? Philip, we seen the moon milk. Fluffy's seen the moon milk. Fluffy's seen the moon milk that, but it was way over by the train station. So I don't know if there's more of them or not. I'm sure, I bet you, if I had the time and effort, I bet you I can find you a water view for probably under $20 without even trying. I don't know this area, but I could show you a place. Like, for example, where we live in Muang Tan, I rent for $18 a night for 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I guarantee you, any of the places you've ever stayed in, you've never had a 65 square meter, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom place for $18, literally on the beach with an ocean view. $18, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathroom. I can almost guarantee you could not find a place like that in Da Nang. And actually, now we're only paying $15 a night since we negotiated. So, like I said, maybe I find better deals, but I guarantee you, you could not find a 65 square meter, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. We chose the city view because we like the city view, but in our building, you can have the ocean view right behind our apartment. Circle K? Let me take a look where Circle K is. I think Fluffy will like that because we don't have a 7-Eleven or a Circle K. Let me take a look at what Circle K is. Circle K. I am going to look on here. No, I don't see a Circle K unless... Philip, that's where we're at, the blue. The Circle K is up higher. Unless maybe there's another one that's not showing up on the map. But if you look, there's where the Circle K is. So the Circle K looks like it's, I don't know, in my opinion, a mile. Let's see. Almost a mile, 17-minute walk. About a 17-minute walk. And so that's 17-minute walk. We are a 7-minute walk to the beach. Because what we would do is we would walk up this street and go here by the sailing club. If any of you guys have stayed in Nha Trang, let me know, according to this region, where you guys stayed. Did you guys stay north of this? Did you stay south, east? When I was in Nha Trang, I stayed at the Sheraton. Maybe the best breakfast. Philip, don't get no damn banh mi from a convenience store. Come on, man. Get a nice fresh made one. They're too cheap to not get them freshly made. You do not want no convenience store banh mi. Come on, man. You got to get your egg freshly cooked. You got to get the pork chop freshly cooked. What did you say at the Sheraton? Let me see. Sheraton. Let's take a look at that one. I don't know. This is my first time here, so. Sheraton, I think you stayed here. Let's take a look at where you stayed. Okay, yeah, you lived up higher. You lived about a 30-minute walk. The Sheraton? So you lived on the main road, which I'm assuming is on the beach. No, so here's what I think it is. In my opinion, Nha Trang is not. So you know why Da Nang is up in price? Because everyone wants to live long term there. Nobody wants to live long term in Nha Trang. So it's just a holiday vacation spot. So they have lots of hotels here, and people pop in and out. So there's times where people aren't here. In Da Nang, we lived there during the freaking typhoon. Da Nang is a more valuable city that people want to live in long term. This is just a vacation spot. So it's got its high points, it's got its low points. People pop in, people pop out. There's no visa run here. So there's no legit bus visa run here. So it it makes it only a vacation spot. This is not a expat long-term situation. Let me take a look at see how much the Sheraton is. Do you know how much you spent for the Sheraton? The Sheraton, let's see, Sheraton, Nha Trang. Like even for me, I I think the city is nice so far, but the bus visa run is a deal breaker 100% for me. Plus, remember where we're at now, the airport is still an hour away from me. I don't understand why the airport is so far. Why is the airport so far from the main part of town? Let me see. Where's the Sheraton? Oops. There it is. Let's see if we can find this one. We can't find it. Why is it not popping up? Oh, you pay with points, not cash. Don't forget the midpoints. What are the midpoints? They can't though. There's no realistic visa run option. That's the problem. That's the biggest deal breaker for me. So the only bus visa run option here, Darsun, is a 23-hour sleeper bus. It's insane. How many people are gonna do 23-hour bus visa runs? That's insane. I do 11-hour visa runs, and that's like my max. I'm worn out when we get back. This is you started at 9 o'clock at night, and you don't get back to the next night at like 7:30 at night. It's a 23-hour bus visa run. Just across from the road from the beach, probably not the same value as you found, but it was pretty good. Was my first time in Vietnam. The midpoints. I stayed at Nha Trang 4 out of 6 months, and 2 months in Dalat at the airport is in a ritzy Cameron. But Philip understands there's no way to do a bus visa run. So Philip had to fly, and he flew to the Philippines. Very expensive to go to the Philippines plane ticket. The cheapest way is either to go to Manila, or not Manila, Kuala Lumpur, or to Bangkok. But Marcus, who lives here in Nha Trang, did that too. And you know how much it cost for him to do a flight visa run? Him and his girlfriend spent $600 for 2 people. You know how much it cost me and Fluffy? It cost me and Fluffy $280. So compare $280 every 3 months to 600 every 3 months. Big, huge difference. It's not about the one day though, Philip. You have to pay for the tickets. That's the thing. So the problem is you cannot book your round trip until you get your visa. So where everybody gets screwed is you got to buy a one-way into the new country. Then Philip will call the visa agency, get him a one-day visa. But guess what? Now when he books his return ticket, he's getting charged a same-day booking. So just to let you guys know, if you guys book 1 or 2 days before your flight, they're going to destroy you on the price. So that's what happened to Marcus. Marcus bought a one-way ticket for $80 to Kuala Lumpur. He got his visa, and then he tried to book the ticket back the next day, and it was $180. Where'd you go, Fluffy?
Huh?
Where'd you go?
I'm just checking. Maybe my watch is still there.
But it's only an extra 100 a month. I'm not sure. For me though, I think this area is if I was gonna stay here, this would be the area. It looks like lots of stuff is here. Like I said, all we've done is taken the taxi in, but this looks like the main area. That's the kind of places I like to stay. I like to stay in the main beach, the main hub where everything's at. Why not fly to Cameron? I'm trying to tell you. So, okay, so a visa run for the bus is $160 one person, right? Watch, we'll show you. We'll show you how expensive this cost. So first of all, we'll do the one-way ticket, right? So we'll do one way, and first of all, that's not going to be the cheapest country, Darson. So if you're going to do a visa run, you want to do the cheapest country. You want to go from Nha Trang to Kuala Lumpur. Watch, we'll show you where. We'll show you the cheapest option out of Nha Trang flight-wise. Now watch. So the cheapest option is Malaysia, right? $66. So you go like, oh, that's an awesome deal, right? Okay, so 70 bucks. That's awesome. Now, guess what? You spend 70 bucks. Now you got to go stay in Kuala Lumpur for 3 to 5 days, right? So you stay there for 3 to 5 days, maybe let's call it $20 a night. So now you're spending 60 more dollars on the hotel. 10 let's call it $5 each way from the taxi. So 60 and 60 is 120, 130. So you're at $130, and now you got to wait for your visa, right? And then the day that you get your visa, you're going to book your ticket. So let's try to find out how much Kuala Lumpur back to Kuala Lumpur back to Nha Trang would be one day in advance. So today is 18th. So let's book it for tomorrow, 19th. Let's see how much the ticket coming back would be. $100. So your round trip ticket would be 100. It'd be 176. So let's call it 180. You'd be spending about 250, 260 each person. So me and Fluffy would be 500. The bus visa run would be 310, 320. So double the price. It's double the price. You won't though. Go ask Marcus. Marcus lives here. If you don't believe me, Mitzi, go ask Marcus. Marcus Kelly, go watch his video. He just did this video. It took him 3 days to get his visa. He went through Lynn Visa, everything. You get lucky. You get lucky, but everyone doesn't get lucky. Go watch Marcus Kelly, Nha Trang visa run. I'm pretty sure you met him. He was at the Danong meetup. Go watch. He does the YouTube video. Okay, so explain how come he didn't get it. Explain how come he didn't get it. Him and his girlfriend didn't get it. They got screwed because they flew to Kuala Lumpur and they had to wait 3 days to get their visa. That's why they got screwed, because they had to wait to the next day to get their ticket back. Go watch his video. I'll gladly show it to you. He didn't apply too late. He didn't. I remember when he applied. I'm the one that did the in-person service. I told him everything. It's not true. That's not true. You can, if you want, you can pop on his channel and ask him. You can send him a comment. I'm sure there's an option. Koreans in District 7 all the time. What do you mean an option? So here's what happens. So if you're not a budget guy, yeah, this is an option. If you guys don't mind spending 600 bucks for 2 people to fly out, go spend a week somewhere, then yeah, this is an option. But if you guys don't want to blow money and spend a lot of money, because if you live here compared to Danong, no matter what, you're going to pay more because of the visa run. We're speaking about Americans, Westerners or Americans. Trust me, I would love to find other cities that could work. This is just the problem. It's a visa run. Now, here's what I don't understand. I don't understand why there's not visa runs to other parts of Cambodia or Laos. So this one, I think, goes to the Mo Loc border. What I don't understand is how come they can't take a bus from here to the closest point in Laos and just do the border run there. For some reason, the bus visa runs don't do that. They go to specific checkpoints, which makes it much further. That's the problem. I know you can do that in Da Nang too. The problem is that you pay $60 for that, right? So you pay $60. So add $60 on top of that. Trust me, I speak to Lynn Visa all the time. So look, this is the owner of Lynn Visa. Mitzi apparently knows better than Lynn Visa. Here's my question. Duck, I have a question for a person interested in doing a flight visa run. They wanted to take a flight to Bangkok, but they want to come back the same day. How much would it cost to get that visa the same day? 1.9 million for a 90-day single entry. It has to be on a Wednesday, and they have to leave as early as possible in the morning, as we require a picture of the exit stamp before 8:30, and the visa is ready by 12 p.m. And but Mitzi, here's what I don't understand. You get lucky. I've told you that, right? This is the owner. I don't understand how you're telling the owner that he's wrong. He does this for a living. You've done it 3 times. He's probably done it 3 million times. Marcus Kelly. Go watch Marcus Kelly's video. He did not have his visa. It didn't come in. Look, I mean, it's literally right there. You've got lucky. You've got lucky that it got processed. So okay, explain it to me. Marcus did his in plenty of time. Why didn't his and his girlfriend's work? Just accidentally it didn't work? I mean, I'm going by Marcus Kelly. Didn't have it happen. The owner of the company, exact same thing. If someone wants to come back the same day, 1.9 million. I told him to do it a month ahead of time. I always advise everyone a month. He messaged me. Remember, I did the in-person service with him. He contacted me and said, "Hey, Will, how long should I do it in advance?" And I'll probably message him. I'll message him while we're on WhatsApp, and I'll ask him exactly how long it took him. Let's see if he'll respond while we're doing live stream. Let me ask him. This is him right here. Marcus, I have a quick question for you. How long did you apply for your visa in advance before you did your visa run? So we'll find out. Let's see if he'll respond to us on the live stream. Everybody does. I don't know anybody that doesn't. I advise everybody. I'm overly cautious. I tell people, get your visa done at least 4 weeks ahead of time. I even tell people they're cutting it close if it comes to 3 weeks. Okay, round trip to Korea is $160 plus the visa fee, all flights. Yeah, so you're gonna spend about $220. You're gonna spend about $250, Philip. Yeah, $250. That's exactly what I said. $250 for one person. I spend $160, so it's about an extra $100. It's Lynn Visa. I don't know how you say there's not a need to send an exit stamp. I did a visa run to Hong Kong years ago. It cost me $1,800. $1,800? Why the hell was it $1,800? This is Regal Hotel. But if you listen to Darson, he says this is a bedbug-ridden, tofu-made hotel that's about to fall down. So I'm kind of if this is my last live stream because we get collapsed by a earthquake, please tell the news agency that the place collapsed because it was made of tofu. Because Darson thinks because it's $12 that it's ready to crumble. It's a 4-star hotel, but apparently it's built with tofu. Exactly, you're proving my point. Darson, you're proving my point. Do you know how much the same day bus visa run is? 160 a person. So do the 350 minus 160. $200. $150 to $200 difference each person. This is my whole point. You guys are saying exactly what I'm saying. That's been my whole point. My whole point is that it's going to cost $500 for 2 people minimum. I don't know. We haven't checked the water dispenser, but I'll show you guys the swimming pool. The only thing that's weird, I keep mentioning it because I don't think I've ever seen it, but the swimming pool is on the street level. No clue why. Do any of you guys know why the swimming pool is on the street level? I kind of feel like they built the pool after the hotel was made. That's my opinion. I think someone was like, hey man, why don't you guys have a pool? And they're like, oh yeah, we should have thought of that. But here's the pool, and we're about 6 minutes from there. But I don't go on vacations. So you guys are treating this as a holiday, right? I am a long-term resident in Vietnam. There's a huge difference. You guys want to go travel. I want to stay in one city and live in Vietnam. Yes, traveling is cool, but I'm not going to go do a mini vacation every 3 months for $600. You guys are going to return back to your home country. That's the difference. Where this is my life. This is not a temporary trip. It's the washer motorcycle. What is the washer motorcycle? I want to know what the washer motorcycle is. And that's what I'm doing. But for me to spend an extra $500 every 3 months, so $500 times 3, right? So that's another extra $1,500 a year. $1,500 a year is 3 months of rent for me. So what is your rent in California or wherever you live? And just go say, hey, just to go out and just get a visa run, it's going to cost me 3 months of my mortgage. High roller. You guys are crazy. So you guys know the past 2 months I've made less money than I've made on this channel. So put it this way. This was the crazy part. I have more subscribers than I've ever had. I've traveled more than I ever had. And yet the past 2 months have been 2 out of the 3 lowest income months that I've had. When I first hit monetization, when I had 2,000 subscribers, I made more money then. When I had 4,000, I made more. When I had 5,000, I made more. There's a hotel in Da Nang by the bypass. I'm sure there's hotels like that. I don't think I've ever really seen one, but I'm sure there is. Driving scooter in a pool. Driving scooter. No, but you know where that gate was? It was kind of weird because like the gates open. It's like someone could just walk in and be like, oh shit, a pool. Let me go swim. Like people can just literally walk in. They're like, hey, yeah, I want to go for a quick dip. There is a lot of people checking in though, but they're like me. They're waiting for their check-in time. Because you live in an overpriced country. You got to understand this. This is the reason why tourists that come to other countries ruin and kill the economy. You are the perfect example. You come to Vietnam and say, "Hey, man, I live in Boston, man. Our studio's 2,000 a month. Oh, this lady in Vietnam only wants 1,000 for the studio. Yeah, man, that's a great deal. It's 50% off." Little do you know that studio the month before rented for $300. You got suckered and scammed to pay 1,000 because you justify it by saying, "Hey, oh, in USA it's 2,000, so 1,000 is 50% off. That's a great deal, right?" No, it's not a great deal. You got to compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Like you said, this place is made of tofu, right? So why would you pay 50% less to live in this place than in the USA that follows codes, building things, all kinds of stuff? This place should be 90% less. Everyone and their grandma is a Danong vlogger now? I don't think so. I mean, how many in a city of 1.5 million people? We have me, Sammy, Evan.
Your watch?
Oh, your watch. Ah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Sit your home. Fluffy, try to give him some money. I'll give it back. Just give him some money. I don't know. Do you have anything on you? Hold on. Hold on. That guy came back. Fluffy, here. Come on. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was crazy. Came back. Fluffy, don't lose that again. Fluffy loses something or misplaces something every single day. Yeah, I gave him 50,000 for. I gave him 50,000 for Fluffy misplacing her damn watch. Crazy, man. There's definitely a lot of Russians in here. I don't think a lot of girls though. Yeah, that was crazy. The guy came in because I heard someone, he was waving, but it was a hotel guy, and I was like, "Who the hell is he waving at?" Because I'm sitting with my back here, but I think he was waving to Fluffy, and he's like, "Watch, watch," and I looked up, and I was like, "Watch," and then I seen the guy behind him. I was like, "Oh, damn, the watch." US 350 for a 5-bedroom apartment in China. Did you guys see that lady's? I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but remember I showed it to you. Helen Zhao, I think her name is, that had me in her video, the clip of me. Directing. I don't know what she's doing, but every day it's something. She always leaves. Remember, she almost lost my water bottle. But here's the thing. Look, Fluffy. This is why she loses it. We were walking the other day, and she doesn't buckle this correctly. So she puts it on, and she was just walking, and it falls off.
No, because that one, it got removed. So it like straps there.
So you don't keep putting it on that one, Fluffy.
I can't, but I have to lose fluff.
Yeah, have it loose or tight rather than losing it. Because just the other day, we were just walking down the street, and it just popped right off. Yeah, and then Fluffy's mistake ended up costing me 50,000. That's 2 bonnets. An exit? What do you mean? Why don't I help her? I always do. So remember, like I always say, Fluffy, do you have everything? Yes, of course. Fluffy, check your pockets. Do you have everything? You have the key? You have the phone? You have your wallet? Yes, yes, yes. And then as soon as we walk back and get somewhere, oh, I think I forgot something. When I go back, I am not going to probably bring my water bottle. And if I do bring my water bottle, I'll bring my backpack. I think I'm going to start bringing my backpack. My backpack probably is going to be my answer. The budget to the moon. Some kind of drugs. Fluffy, they say buy a new watch band.
No, this is I have extra watch bands.
She has extra watch bands.
It's just that this one got used today. I mean, when we were traveling.
She says she has extra. She has extra. We got to figure out where we're going to go eat. I think we're going to probably eat in about 15 minutes. But we do have Wi-Fi here. I do feel like Nha Trang is hotter. It's definitely hotter than Da Nang. Definitely hotter and definitely higher humidity for sure. But actually, I think it's pretty damn close to the same temperature and humidity as Tuy Hoa. So they're pretty close. They're pretty close. And shockingly, for all you guys that were wondering, I thought it was going to be a 3-hour train ride. It was only about 2 hours and 40 minutes, 2 hours and 30 minutes. So it's a little bit closer. A butt crushing for the planes? What is a butt crushing? Oh, a butt cushion? Da Nang is hot? No, let me show you guys how hot it is out here. Fluffy, where's my other phone? You got it? Fluffy, do you got my phone? Okay. Let me show you how hot. I looked. It's going to be a scorcher today because the humidity is really killing it. Look. We're in Nha Trang now. I think it's already 80 something. It might be not. It's 89 degrees, right? First of all, it's 89. Now, oh, that's crazy. The humidity is low. When I checked last night, it was 84. Let me see what it is in Da Nang today. She doesn't really carry all my stuff. She carries the phone charger, which she also uses too, and usually my water bottle. But those are the only two things. She does take my jacket, but I don't know why she takes the jacket. The jacket I've never used.
You use it.
When do I use my jacket?
We don't get stuck in the rain.
90 degrees.
Let me show them your sunburn and your.
I did show them. I got a little sunburn from yesterday. I got sunburn from just like 40 minutes of being on the beach yesterday. So we gotta figure out, Fluffy, gotta figure out where we're gonna eat. We gotta go eat somewhere that we can sit for like an hour and something. Let's figure out. I've had Bonet 2 days ago. Let me see. Let's see if we can find nearby restaurants. Let's see what we can find. Yeah, we're waiting for 2 p.m. check-in, but I'm gonna try to check in at 1. We're gonna go get something to eat in a few minutes. We'll try to stall for about an hour. Come back here about 1. Try to check in. You know what I'm surprised about? Aren't you supposed to be able to pay for early check-in? I asked him. I said, "Can we check in early?" And he didn't even. He just said no. And I was like, "No, no option, no option." And I was like, I could have swore that you can pay for early check-in. No, check-in here is 2 o'clock. Have a dip. The problem is, I don't know where we would change, first of all. Let me see what, we're going to look at some kind of restaurants near us. Yeah, in USA it's usually later, but when we were just in Tuy Hoa, they were letting us check in at like 9 in the morning. The other place let us check in at 11. When we went to Wignon, it was anytime. Nha Trang, I don't know. It just feels a little more professional and a little more stuffy. Like we follow because Fluffy asked him, could we go sit in the buffet room? Not for the food, but the food's already closed. But she wanted to go sit in there with the AC and the table. I think she wanted to work, but they said, oh no, you can't go in there. You can't go in there. Yeah, I hate that stupid rule in the USA. It's like check-ins at 2 or 3, and it's like, dude, that's like half the damn time. Don't get me started on that. I feel it's such a scam. Hotels, you never get 24 hours. It's like 2 o'clock. Like some places are like 2 o'clock check-in, and some places are like 11 o'clock check-out. It's like, dude, didn't I pay for 24 hours? It's like, no, you pay for 21 hours. I'm like, and they're like, oh, that's because you got to clean. It's like, why should I be paying for the cleaning crew? Like, if I book, I should be able to get a full 24 hours. It shouldn't be my responsibility to pay for the 3 hours and you know, the cleaning crew only cleans for 15, 20 minutes. Why am I paying 3 hours for the cleaning crew? I'm going to go up there and say, hey, I know Philip, do you think we can check in early? And I'll say, yeah, we got something for you. And then he'll call the security and they'll grab me by the scruff of the neck and toss me out the building. Checkout usually is about 12 o'clock here, usually. But in USA, it's like 10 or 11 sometimes. Anna's Bar. Man, it might be too hot, man. It's hot to walk out there. Let me see a second. No, I brought one bag. There's my one bag, and Fluffy brought her backpack and her little side bag. But for me, only one bag. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You don't even pay for 24 hours. It's like, I wish they would pass a law like it has to be 24 hours. Checking at 2, that's crazy, man. That's insane. Anna's something? What is it? Anna's Bar? What am I going to do at Anna's Bar? What kind of food? What kind of cheap food? Do they have any? Anna's Bar doesn't pop up. I don't see Anna's Bar anywhere. I'm just looking for something cheap. I'm looking for some rice, beef, and an egg, or something simple. So every single one of my hotels that I booked, I am a VIP premium on Agoda. So I had early check-in on all of them except for this one. This is the only one I didn't have, but all the rest of them I had early check-in. Let me see. I don't know where we're gonna go. Let's try to find a restaurant. I just want a little small local restaurant. I don't want a Western place. I don't want an expensive place. I would love to have the little homemade spring roll place, like the handmade spring rolls. I'd love to have what is this one? How did I find out about Agoda? Man, I knew about Agoda back in 2019. When I first came to Asia in 2019, I was using bookings and hotels.com, and my European travel buddy, he said, oh, why don't you use Agoda? And I was like, what is Agoda? I've never heard of that. He goes, yeah, they use it. It's much better in Asia. So I do know that like in Agoda isn't really that great a price in the USA, but Agoda is much better in Asia. She doesn't really watch it. I think she's popped in here and left a comment like once or twice, and that's like over the past 6 months. So Very rarely. She says she watches it sometimes, but I think she's only commented like once or twice. Menu? Let's take a look at this menu. But anytime you go on the beach and you have umbrellas, I guarantee you they're not going to serve Bonet. And if they serve Bonet, it's going to be 100,000 in it. They're not going to serve. I'm just looking for a little cheap Vietnamese local restaurant, like something we had last night. We were sitting out on the street. I kind of feel like Nha Trang is not going to be a city like that. I feel like Nha Trang is going to be very catered towards richer Western palates. Do you need a room book? No, no. They will ask you the address that you're going to stay at, but you can put anything. Just put down a legit hotel, but they never verify or check or nothing like that. Let's take a look at this menu. Let's see. I want to find a food street like we have in Da Nang here. That's what I'm looking for. Agoda? Where do you book from then, Philip? Agoda is the best. There's no better option. 80,000 for shaken beef? I don't feel like this is... Everyone says, man, Nha Trang is cheap. I feel like it's not going to be, but we'll see. We still haven't looked around, but... So I'm looking at this little small restaurant. A chicken sandwich, 50. But look, everything's in Russian. Can you guys see it? Look. Everything. $90,000. Bread, grilled pork ribs, and an egg. See, look, 70,000 for that. Shoot, I'll even go settle for a banh mi. Let's see. Laksan. Let's take a look at this one. We'll glance over here, and then if we can't find nothing, we'll jump off the stream until we find something. 89. Look at the fried rice is 90,000. Who's checking into 5 stars? This is a 4-star, but it's only $12 a night. I mean, this place is a 4-star, but it's cheaper than the place that we just stayed at Tui Hua. This place is $12 a night. Look at that fried rice, 90,000. I'm not really looking for some Western food. I think maybe we'll do Western food one night, but what I'm looking for is Kumbo Zhao. I'm looking for a Bonet. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to find it. I don't see anything cheap. Fluffy, I just found fried rice, but it's 90,000.
I saw something 75.
Yeah, I feel like this is not going to be a cheap place. Yeah, I feel like this... I told everybody I don't think Nha Trang... So here's where my breakdown months ago. Nha Trang, from what I hear, is more expensive, slightly. That's what I was told. Slightly more expensive. I was told way less English, more spread out, and more of a party, wild kind of city than Da Nang. So far, I don't think they have a food street like we have in Da Nang. And especially if it is, it's probably like way over on the other side of town. Da Nang is set up perfect. An Thuong is the main area. This would be the An Thuong. So this is the An Thuong area that we're at now. But it's all big, huge resorts. And it's all like catered to Western food or expensive Vietnamese food. He has to look at the fried rice price because that's what Fluff orders. No, I had fried rice last night. Fried rice last night was 30,000, but I have a feeling there's not going to be banh mi stands. There's not going to be Tratok stands. I don't feel so. I feel like Danong has a lot of that little street food culture. I don't feel that this is going to have that. Fluffy, which way do you think we should walk? I guess we're going to walk over here. Fluffy, can we go give him our bags? Can we go give him our bags? What time is it? Let's see. It's 12. I guess that's what we're going to do. Hold on. We just had fried rice last night for 30,000. Then I don't know if you guys seen it last night, but I had the Fluffy. What did I have last night for dinner? It was like beef with bell peppers,
Chow mein bulaklak.
and it was 30. How much?
35.
35,000. Fried rice here by itself is 90,000. That's crazy. Fluffster, can you take this? Can you put that in your bags? Yeah, fried rice here by itself is freaking 90,000. I feel like I honestly believe, just my first impression, I could be wrong. My first initial reaction is they cater towards the Korean expensive people and the Russian expensive people, and they cater their taste to those people. You're not gonna find Chow Ti Vinte Street in this area. That's my belief. We'll see if it holds up though. We will see. Fluffy, where was the bathroom? I gotta pee before we leave.
At your back.
At my back. Let me go pee real quickly. Fluffy, hold this.
Can anyone tell me how do you check if a Crocs is real or fake? Because I know if it's a fake one or if it's a fake one, it I get I get my my feet gets bruised. But I like this. And I feel like it's too cheap to be a real one. I went to the toilet. He needs to pee. Yee. All of the things I forgot, of all the things that I will forget, it's the sunblock. Why does she look like she's naked swimming?
Tuan Restro, Vietnamese restaurant, 90,000 average. 90,000 is. I'm hoping you're saying for two people, Philip. You know, 90,000 is very expensive for us. When we 90,000.
For two people, we already.
Yeah, 90,000 is like for two people. This is why I think Philip spends so much money out here. I was thinking he was just making bad decisions, but Philip, 90,000? The only time we spend 90,000 a person is when we go to Bikini Bottoms. If we go to any Vietnamese place, we spend 30 to 70,000 a person. That's max. Maximum. Yeah. 3. Yeah, 90,000. 90,000 is like what we would spend on dinner, maybe, but we would never dream of spending 90,000 for lunch. 90,000 for lunch is insanely crazy. 90,000. I usually don't even spend 90,000 on my one person for dinner, but for lunch, no way. What's up, Mark? What's up, buddy? Fluffy doesn't want her own channel for some reason. Good idea, double the income stream. I tell her, but she's very. Oh, we got welcome drinks. There we go. So, oh wait. I better not grab a welcome drink because you guys will tell me it's only. This is only for the employees, right, guys? So I shouldn't take this, but I am gonna take it. There's a welcome drink. Check on Grab. You'll find 20K banh mi's wherever you want if you know how to sort. Well, we don't want to. Maybe you can give me that idea because we don't never use Grab. We always go out. Maybe you can tell me how to filter it down. Kinkin? No, at Kinkin we spend 160. At Kinkin we spend 160, right? So that's 80,000 a piece. But remember, we get 300,000 worth of food, and we usually bring an entree home for the next day. So even at Kinkin, where we go feast and we bring home an entree each, it's still only 80,000 a person. Philip wants me to go spend 90,000 for lunch. Lunch is our cheapest meal of the day. Like when we go eat lunch, it's a banh mi, it's 20, 30,000. Discount deal. We don't even spend 90 at Kinkin. It's 160. 160 for both of us. I would take a pork chop and rice right now. If you guys can tell me where I can get a pork chop and rice for 25, 35,000. $35. Take two. I'll have one now and I'll have one when I come back. Fluffy. Fluffy, I already know what Fluffy's thinking. She's thinking she's going to pour this into her water bottle. She's going to go full load. No. I understand that it's not that much different, but what I'm saying is Philip wants me to go get one little small lunch item for 90,000, whereas when we spend 90,000, it's a huge plate of fried rice, a huge beef entree, plus we're bringing home a whole nother meal for the next day, where I guarantee if I went to where Philip's at, it'll be like a little banh mi and a little bit of rice. Like it'll be a small, tiny little thing. Someone tell the man where to get a pork chop. I don't know. We're going to walk out here. I know probably, unfortunately, I'm going to get sunburned again. Let me tie my shoe, Fluffster. Let me tie my shoe. Give me 1 second. Why not? What do you mean, why not? That's the attitude that kills people's budgets. I don't go like, hey, that's the mindset of a broke person, IQ. Like, hey, we're only here for a few days. Let's blow the budget. Like, that's not a good mindset to have. I live the same way everywhere. Now, yeah, there's a little exception of bumping it up here, bumping it up there. But that mindset of, hey, man, you live once. Let's just go spend 1,000 tonight. That's how people look back at the end of the month and go like, oh, my God, I spent an extra $2,000 a month. Oh, my God, I'm in trouble. What was it? There was that song. It was like, I spent all my money and it's only Tuesday. I'm trying to finish this drink before we leave. Already, this month is already going to go over. I don't think by much. I'm assuming it's probably going to be, I'm hoping it's going to be $20 or $30 over my budget. But with the prices of food prices, so the accommodation price is awesome. I'm happy with the accommodation price, but I'm worried that the food budget's going to kill us here. See, so that's going to be the problem, I think. If we're going to stay in the An Thuong neighborhood here, they're not going to have a Chow Ti Vinte. Everything's going to be spread out. This is why I keep going back to why I think Da Nang is the best budget bang for your buck city. Everything is located near the beach. The main tourist area is plenty of food, cheap options. Here, it's going to be like, you got to go here for this. You got to go over here for this. You got to go here. It's not, this is why Da Nang is the best city. Yeah, I mentioned that. Look, it's crazy. Anyone could just pop up off. Hold on, let me log out of the Wi-Fi. Give me 1 second. Nice pool, though. I don't think I'll get in it. Fluffy might get in it. But look, you literally come here, and you're on the street. Street side pool. I don't know which way are we going to go, Fluff. So look, this is how a lot of these hotels are. They're big, huge. This city is like, how do I say it? It's like a more, I don't want to say upscale, but it's more of a professional. Like Da Nang is kind of like a, I put my glasses on. Da Nang is like a, if you guys know California, California is a chill, laid-back spot. Like, right here, it's much more professional, meaning people dress up more here. People come here to come to the big resorts.
Like a Bangkok, Singapore crossover thing.
But Fluffy, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's pretentious. Like it's people dress up here. There's bigger resorts. It's like it's more luxurious than Da Nang.
It's a smart casual city.
It's like in Da Nang, we just wear shorts and shirt and walk out, and you walk out in flip-flops. Here, it's like everyone is focused on their appearance, and everyone wants to stay in a nice big resort.
I say it's smart casual.
Smart casual? I would say like something like that, like upscale. But it's not necessarily in...
It's upscale. It doesn't really look like upscale.
What's up, everybody?
Business district?
No, I feel like a lot of stuff is family and stuff out here, but it's like, I just feel like everything here that's the same as Da Nang is just higher, and it's expected it's going to be higher. Like if we found the Chow Tea Vintastry here, if we took that street, none of those places would be charging that little. It would be double the price here.
No, because like when you walk in Da Nang, even the riverside, it's not like this.
But no, but, oh, what is this? Hold on, let me catch up. Nobody is in the pool. Yeah, because I'm almost convinced it's hot as hell. So if you get in the pool, man, you're going to come out looking like a freaking tomato. Like, remember, here we go. This is not bad. This could be a little dessert place. Happy Smoothies, 40,000. Little expensive, but not bad, not bad. That could be a nice little quick option, not bad. Nobody, I bet you a lot of people will get in the pool when the sun goes down. It's
Real pork skewers.
15,000 each, Fluffy. Jeez Louise.
The market in
You look like you do. I'll get sunburned. So if I do get in the pool, it will have to be when the sun goes down. One of the most living comparison charts, so Vung Tau, a little cheaper. Oh, I'm sure. So I'm not saying Da Nang is the cheapest place, but I'm saying Da Nang is the cheapest place. I'm not sure. Da Nang is the cheapest place that's going to have an international airport, that's going to have English, that's going to have Western amenities. Vung Tau is not going to have an international airport. It's not going to have Western amenities. Yes, there is going to be cheaper cities than Da Nang, but when you factor in the amenities and what you get in Da Nang, there's no better option. This is the backup option, Nha Trang, but the bus visa run option is the problem. And I have a feeling we're going to have a hard time finding cheap. So I'm treating this area like An Thuong. An Thuong is the most expensive, priciest tourist main area. That's supposed to be this area, but it looks like that the food options are much more expensive. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, everything's like 200. I don't even see anything that I would eat. Mostly seafood. Seafood soup.
Sherry.
Cabbage and meat, 100,000.
Pho shao bo. This is something you would.
That's something I would eat, but it's 130,000. Jesus Christ.
Come on.
Come on. There was so someone in the pool. The roundabout past my hotel is Huang Du Street. Wine and dine, okay. You guys send over a whole bunch of tips and we'll spend whatever you guys send. But I'm a budget traveler.
We'll spend it, but in a budget way. That's our hotel.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be crying when I go home and say, oh my God, I just spent 2 months worth of budget.
Not because you gave it, we'll splurge it. We want something that will.
I am smart financially. I know I've ate plenty of bonnets. I know what a bonnet price should go for. 25,000 is the cheapest I've ever had. 50,000. So bonnet should be in the 25 to 50,000 range. And for me, why am I going to spend 130,000 on something that I may or may not like when I know I'm perfectly happy with something that's 50? Hospital. So I guess you don't know about me, Darcy. I don't go get shots. I don't get physicals. I never ever go to the hospital. I think the last time I ever even had a shot, like a vaccine or whatever you would call it, a shot, back when I was 13 years old, completely irrelevant to me. If I die tomorrow, that's fine with me. So I don't go to the hospitals. I'm terrified of hospitals. So none of that's valuable to me.
Looks like in the Philippines.
International school. I'm staying at a 4-star, yeah, but I didn't choose a 4-star. I chose a $12 hotel that has a 7-minute walk to the beach, free buffet, and the biggest size room I can find at that price. If it was a 1-star, I would have stayed there. So the stars, I didn't even know it was a 4-star till we got there. The stars didn't matter to me. In fact, just the other night, me and Fluffy had to look it up. We didn't even know what the 2, the 3, and the 4-star even means.
I know what it means.
No, I asked you and you're like, I'm not sure. Because remember I was saying, what's the difference between a 2-star and a 3-star?
I'm not sure the difference, but like I know how I used to work in a hotel, Will.
But then we looked it up and it was like a 4-star must have multiple food options.
But sometimes it has something to do with the amenities on how many rooms that a hotel has. Because sometimes it depends on that. Or how functional.
That smells bad, Fluffy. Why do they have bread?
Seafood.
Yuck. Smells like seafood. Let me try to catch up on your guys' messages. You're doing the opposite of Phil? No, Phil does the opposite of me. He lives in a little studio, tiny little spot that spends a little bit less than me, but then he goes and blows his budget on food and I don't know what you would call cigarettes, like vices. Whereas I'm the opposite. I blow my money on a huge accommodation and then I eat food that I like that's at a great price. Philip pays for stimulation, put it that way. Stimulate his cigarettes, his coffee, the spam. He spends money to go sit at the coffee place to look at women. Those are all stimulating factors. Whereas me, my stimulation is, wow, I have a huge place. I get to have 2 ACs. I get a great view. That's my stimulation. Then I go, hey, I'm a simple guy food-wise. Give me some rice, some beef, some pork chop, some egg, and I'm fine. I can't read your guys' message. I got these glasses on. I can't see. No food? Let me try to read while I'm here. Tran Phu is the Riviera of Nha Trang. Then you misled me, Philip. I said, hey, Da Nang and Nha Trang, what's the difference? You're like, no, Nha Trang is cheaper. It's better, right? And I'm like, are you telling me I could live the same lifestyle in Da Nang? I live in An Thuong, the most main neighborhood that has the tourists, that has everything. And this, you're like, yeah, man, it's cheaper. Then when we come here to find out, no. Yeah, you can get a good cheap hotel, but guess what? Food is not cheap.
Okay. Yeah.
Or if it's cheap, you got to go travel 9 miles by horseback. I don't even see a Chow Tea Venti at Food Street. Unless we're just missing it. But I got to be fair. We've only been here for, what, 2 hours? Yeah, our juice guy on Chow Tea Venti is 20,000 also. But it's 7 minutes from the beach. Catch a scooter. We want to walk here. We want to walk. We want to walk just like An Thuong.
You said that here.
You get 3 golden stars every night you stay. Golden Center. Phil spends his money on hookers. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't squander any money. So Philip would live. It wouldn't be bad if Philip lived dirt cheap. Like he stays at the $11, $12, and let's say he ate banh mi, ate some bonet, stuff like that. He would spend $400, $500 a month, I think, here. Probably $500. He ends up spending, I don't know, $800, $900. And it's like, damn, Philip, how'd you spend more than me and Fluffy? Does Phil waste his money on cockfights? There's cockfights out here? Smoothie bowl. Oh, I don't know. We'll try to look out for a smoothie bowl. Yeah, if that happens, if I have to go back to the USA, but guess what? Guess what? You go have a huge bill. This is not, USA is not Asia. Asia, they make you pay right then. Let's say I had a devastating thing and I owe $100,000. What are they going to do? Beat me up until I pay them? In USA, that's the biggest cause of debt in the USA is medical bills. And people don't ever pay off their medical bills. They just die with $80,000 worth of hospital bills left. Darth sword fights? Walk towards my hotel and then go juice man? We're trying to get some cheap food. We're trying to get some lunch. We don't even, I don't really want to be walking right now. It's hot as hell. You need those shoes with the little, oh, those, I like those, but they would look so cheesy on me. Phil spends his money on hookers. They have pork chop? Let me see. Oh, they got a pork chop? Okay. I guess do they have rice?
Yeah, and egg.
Okay.
Pound, yeah.
40? 45. Screw it. Double the price of the Let's get it. Let's get it. We'll get it. 45,000 for pork chop, guys. We pay 25 for this in Da Nang. So this is double. This is double. Pork chop, fries. Not fries. Pork chop, rice, and a fried egg. 45,000, so double the price. Hey, what's up, Mark? What's up, buddy? Mark and Mark. Yeah, we are in Nha Trang right now. Yes, at least in our hotel, we've seen a lot of Russians. And all the menus all have Russian on them. The beach road? We're 7-minute walk from the beach. We walk the opposite way right now. We're a few blocks back, but where we were at the pool is 7-minute walk from the beach. So remember how the pool faces this way? If you walk 6 or 7 minutes that way, we're at the beach. We're probably 9 minutes from the beach right now. Isn't gonna eat for 3 days. No, I'm gonna eat. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just keep eating pork chops like this. Yeah, that's fine. It's just crazy that this. Remember, we go to the pork chop place on Food Street and it's 25,000, and we get all the sauce. Fluffy, they don't have that sauce.
You have
No.
sauce there.
Is that sauce?
Yeah.
I'm talking about that little green sauce and stuff. No. Here's the thing. Don't let people like Philip fool you and say, oh, Nha Trang is cheaper. It's cheaper. It's cheaper. It's better. So far, it's not cheaper. Oh, look, there's all these damn bugs. It is not. This is double the price. Remember, we, even in Glamour, I don't know what's Glamour. So if I walk 4 blocks south to the circle and turn right, that's where all the cheap. Okay, hold on. From the beach and not a lot of food, well, that's the opposite of Da Nang. Remember, we get to Chow Tea Venti, Darsun, in 10 minutes, maybe 11 minutes, and we eat food there for 20,000 to max like 80,000 a person, and there's unlimited options there, unlimited. Wait, so this is not Da Nang. Double the price, not as many food options. Let me put this up here. 45. Fill down. For $1,000 a year, you can rent an entire farm in China.
They have the garlic though.
They have the garlic. I do remember Philip saying, "Oh man, it's much cheaper. You can live cheaper here. They got food options everywhere." I'm gonna try to look where Philip's talking about because we will go there. We'll go check that out at a certain point. Philip, tell me again where you say the food streets are. We got it at a little tiny place right here. This is where we got it. Let me show you. Let me show you. I'll show you exactly on the map, Philip. So tell us the area that you're talking about. So here's where we are. So we're right here. So we're right here. Our hotel was like right. Our hotel was right here. Hey man, David, what's up, buddy? Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, my friend. We live here. We walked up this street up to the main area, and then that's where we're at now. So we're like literally probably 4 minutes, 5 minutes from the beach. That's what I'm asking him. Philip, tell me where you're at. Let me know if you see any surfers there. We have not made it down to the beach yet, but we might walk down there in a few minutes because we've got time to kill. We're gonna try to check in within the next hour, hopefully. Yeah, hold on. Oh, this is pork chop, right?
Yes.
I hope it's pork chop.
It is pork chop.
So, Philip, tell me Huang Dai Street. Okay, let me type that in. Give me one. Oh, let me ask what they have.
What chili?
No. Can you turn on your Wi-Fi, Fluffy, real quick? I'm gonna type that in. Give me 1 second. This is the sauce I was looking for. It's okay. That's okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
You're on Fluffster? The Fluffster. Where's the Fluffster? There we go. Let me type that in. Give me 1 second, guys. So this is where Philip says to stay. Huang. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Huang.
Quang Nagay.
Huang Nagai. Huang. Hoang. Dayu.
Mi Wang.
Dayu Street. Okay. So it must be on this street. So that's kind of far though, Philip. I'm assuming that's a 20-minute walk. Philip, it's a 30-minute walk, man. Come on. Philip, 30-minute walk. That's like walking across almost to the river in Da Nang. Too far, Philip. So, Philip, now that I get here, now you tell me that. Remember how many conversations we had where you're like, hey, man, Nha Trang is so cheap, man. And I say, Philip, so you're telling me I can live in the An Thuong of Nha Trang, the main area, the tourist area where everything is, the most expensive area, and find all the same. Yeah, you can find cheap food. We spend 25 to 80,000. Yeah. In our area, you can find that. Yes, it's cheaper. Then it's not the same, Philip. That's the whole point. So put it this way, Philip. Why would I leave Da Nang where I can walk 8 minutes and get all this stuff, right? But now you're saying, oh, you can live here, but then you got to walk 30 minutes to go get the cheap food. It's not the same as Da Nang. Exactly, but you know we don't take scooter. So yes, guess what? If we take scooter in Da Nang, we can go to any place in the whole place. Not only that, but we don't even have to take a scooter because we can walk 11 minutes to all these places. I'm telling you, Mark, you got to try Bikini Bottom. For me, Flyburger is probably my number 2, but I'm quickly learning.
Mark, how are you?
Quickly learning that Nha Trang is not cheap, so don't let people fool you. I guarantee you, that's probably why Marcus moved out here into that area. He probably came down here and was like, wow, this place is expensive down here. So what Marcus did is he moved. What are we gonna do? Me and Fluffy are gonna get on a scooter at the same time. So that's why Marcus moved all the way up here. So here's where we're at. Marcus lives up here. That's why he lives up here. You know why? Because it's too damn expensive to live here. But if you can't live here, then why would you move here from Da Nang? It doesn't make any sense. That's the point, Philip. So for you that will take a scooter and have food delivered to your place, maybe it's kind of somewhat reasonable, but still, your McDonald's is more expensive than all of our meals. But now you can see firsthand experience, Philip, that walking distance is not possible to cheap places. Philip, we live in this area of Da Nang, except for everything's there. Pork chop was 45. This is 45,000. We spent 25,000 for this, and this is a small place. A little bit.
But this is the sauce.
Fluffy, how much was the pork chop?
45.
45. This is double the price that we pay on Chao Ti Vinte.
Yeah, because in a restaurant like sit down like this, I brought a deal. We just spent 20,000, 25,000.
Yeah, and that's in An Thuong. That's not in the 30-minute walk. I don't agree. The accommodation. So you stayed in a hotel. I live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom for almost as cheap as what we're paying for a small 28-meter. The beach is irrelevant. I don't want the hot weather. I like Da Nang's weather. It's too hot here.
Isn't it? They say that the beach here has sharks.
I don't know. I don't see, at this point, I know my mind will change on certain things, but if you guys are asking me my first 2 hours here, I don't see anything better than Nha Trang, than Da Nang at this specific second, 2 hours into it. Now, I'm sure I'm going to find something a little better. But look, put it this way. If we were in An Thuong right now, there would be a moon milk there. There would be a moon milk there. There would be 10 banh mi carts down here. There would be Chao Ti Venti Street here. It would be cooler weather, not as hot. I hope this is a good pork chop. It was 45,000, Philip. I mean, if this is a bad pork chop at 45, I mean, how much are good pork chops going to be? 100? This should be an amazing pork chop for double the price. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. If this is a bad pork chop, I would hate to see how much a good pork chop is. I'm sure if you walked around and looked for cheap food places, probably, but it's not going to be as easy as you do in An Thuong. Will and Diane, you guys have been here a couple hours. No, just did you hear what I said? I said in my first 2 hours, this is and I just said, I'm sure some things will change, but my assessment as of right now. So first of all, we already know that the moon milk's on the other side of town, unless there's another one.
It's just that the vibe.
Yeah, everything's different here. Everything's different. Everything is completely different. You guys are treating this as a vacation, though, which technically somewhat it is. But also, I'm scouting out if this can replace Da Nang as a long-term option.
Do you know the feeling that...
I'm going to taste it right now.
Do you know the feeling that sometimes when you go to a place and you know that the place is expensive, and then like you feel like it's like in a country club when you live in when you go to a country club, it's like sometimes you don't want, especially if you're not a member or you're just a guest, you don't want to touch anything because like they say, especially in the Philippines, they say, sorry for members only.
Too far away from the beach. We're 7 minutes from the beach.
Looks good.
I don't understand how you're saying
looks good.
7 minutes from the beach is not too far. 7 minutes from the beach is not far. Do you know all the guys in Da Nang that we know that are in the chat? Even they don't live 7 minutes from the beach. They live further away from the beach than here. Too far away we live 7 minutes from the beach. You guys know I'm not going to mess up the budget. I'm not. I mean, I didn't make it 43 years sticking to my beliefs to break them. You were revising it to 9 minutes? I said we're 9 minutes right now from the beach. Where we live at the hotel is 7 minutes. Where we're at now is about 3 extra minutes from the beach now. We walk back behind us. Let me try this pork chop. Here we go.
Eat your veggies.
Eat. I don't have any veggies.
I didn't ask. You want some?
Can I get my drink? It's okay. Tastes like a regular pork chop. Better than the one in Thuy Hoa. The one in Thuy Hoa was microwaved. It's a regular pork chop. I am gonna, unless something drastic changes, this is not a long-term option. Put it this way, Philip loves this place, right? But even he can't stay here long-term. He has to go spend a lot of money to go do a visa run out of here. So if you don't blow money, then you cannot stay here.
I think what Philip does is like he stays in
Well,
Nha Trang. For 3 months he stays in.
He knows he's going back home. So what he does is he lives it up. He's living it up. Where we are dealing with expats that are out of the USA. We can't live it up. We live under a certain budget and we stay under our budget. We do this and we do this. Philip's like, hey, screw it, man. I'm going back in 3 months. Let's get all our bang worth. It's a whole different mindset. It's a different, if I came out here from the USA and I'm like, hey, I'm going back to work in 6 weeks. Yeah, I'm going to come out here. I'm going to go get some pizza. I'm going to go try to eat as much food as I can. But if you're living here, it's not the same.
I like my food.
With the legit Detroit pizza, no. The two Detroit pizzas, one is called Motor City, and now Gilda's is selling Detroit style pizza. Phil stays as a pimp juice guy in business. I don't even have a single vegetable.
I didn't ask.
It's okay. I don't want any vegetables. It's okay. But Philip, put it this way. If you had to live here and not go back to the USA, right, Philip? How would you do your visa runs? I know what he says. I'm going to go to South Korea. Okay, you're going to go there and you're going to spend $250, $300 every time. Okay, great. But now you're spending what? $900 a month?
Do you need a visa to go to South Korea?
I thought you did, but I think everyone says no. I think we get 90 days.
Do you?
No. I could have swore it. For some reason, I always think we need one, but I'm pretty sure we don't. You didn't save 10,000, Philip. You mislead people by saying that. You have vices that are cheaper in Asia. You've got to make that different. Because you said you have a house there. That means you're overspending on rent here. Because you shouldn't be paying anything for rent back in the USA. If you curbed your vices, your living style would be very cheap in the USA. But you have vices that are much cheaper here. So,
Xin chào. Hello?
It's much different to say it the way, like saving 1,000 makes it like, wow, man, your hotel must be cheap. Man, your food must be cheap. And it's like, no. You get 2 packs of cigarettes, it would be like $40 a day probably in USA. So it's kind of misleading.
Thank you so much. Come on. Yeah, you too. Thank you.
A fake call. Who was that, Fluffy?
The ride San.
What'd they say?
They were just checking if I got my watch back.
I thought you told me you can't contact them.
I can't. I called the hotline. The hotline is in Ho Chi Minh, so the hotel called the hotline.
What kind of soup is this, Fluffy?
Vegetable soup.
You gotta be realistic, Philip. So if you go to the Philippines, you are gonna be telling people, look, so people are like, oh, Philip's telling us to go to the Philippines. Guess what, Philip? How much are you spending at a place in the Philippines?
He doesn't go out in the Philippines. He just stays at the balcony and he's
I'm not telling people how to live, but I'm telling my viewers on my channel that this is not a viable option. If you're a budget traveler like me, this is not a viable option. This is what the whole video about. Is Da Nang a better overall city to live as an expat long term? Now, if you want to pay 30% more to live in Nha Trang, then maybe it's a good option. But for people that are budget conscious, that want the most bang for their buck, Da Nang is the choice.
Sophie, how come you get allergies with expense when it's expensive?
So I don't mind paying what things are worth, but we know these pork chops are 25,000. That's why I don't like paying 50 because I know what they're worth. Now, if every single place in the whole city is 50,000 for it, then I understand that's the going rate. But if this place is 45 and down the street is 20, I don't like saying, hey, why am I just paying just because? That's the difference. Philippines Airlines. Oh yeah, we've seen that. Philippines Airlines opened up a new flight to
Yeah.
Da Nang. Food quality, it's okay. It's a regular pork chop. Nothing bad about it. It's perfectly normal, but it's just double the price.
I just hated that they opened a direct flight to the Philippines before I returned because
Before.
with Philippine Airlines, my boss always gets me business class. Now flying
Let me show you guys.
rural class.
So if you guys look right here, if you guys read the description of the channel, I'll read it for you guys. Welcome, fellow travelers. I'm your budget travel guru. There's the keyword right there, budget. Originally from the USA, now exploring Southeast Asia with a focus on Vietnam. My channel is your ultimate resource for budget travel, covering the how-tos of traveling to help you navigate vibrant cities and hidden gems. Whether you're looking for tips on affordable accommodations, navigating visas, discovering cheap eats, or figuring out how to get around like a local, I've got you covered. There it is, right there in the description. I guess people don't read the description, but it's right there. Then that's not my fault. That's not my fault, Alejandro. That's not my fault. I mean, that would be like you going to get an apartment and then you go like, hey, I didn't understand why do I have to pay electricity? Oh, it says right there you got to pay electricity. Yeah, I mean, ignorance is no defense in the law. I mean, it literally says we could have walked around for another 30 minutes and maybe found a pork chop for 35, maybe. But we decided to do this.
Let me introduce Will to you, the budget allergic person to expensive places.
Cook at home, Philip. Go cook. Do what Dark Brother does. Dark Brother lives in California. And go listen to how he spends decent, cheap money. Go cook. Philip, it's very unreasonable to be in the USA eating out.
In the radiator.
It's very unreasonable to eat out in the USA. If you want to save money in the USA, you need to cook at home.
How will he cook? Open the hood of the...
Don't eat out in the USA, man. You're getting killed. Cook at home.
You know what, Will?
The cold spam guy.
No.
To be fair, he eats room temperature spam too.
Philip, why don't you sign out for coupons?
Look, he said you got to go to the ghetto area to get a 30,000 pork chop. So in An Thuong, the most tourist Western area, a pork chop is 25,000. That's in the best top of the notch area. So this is what I'm telling you guys. Nha Trang is not a budget travel channel's affordable expat long-term choice.
Why does Philip eat out if he can get coupons?
That's what we need to tell Philip. Philip, cook in the USA. You should not be going out eating.
He doesn't want to cook, then get coupons.
If you go out for all your meals or the majority of your meals in the USA, you're getting destroyed. You're getting killed.
Get meal coupons.
How many of you guys are in the USA right now? And let me know, the guys that are in the USA, Do you cook at home or do you eat out mostly every meal? I cook everything. That's what we're trying to tell Philip. Philip,
Kim, thank you for my bracelet. It pairs my shirt.
this is what we're trying to tell. This is what we're trying to tell Philip. Man, Philip, cook at home. He said he doesn't have any rent payment. You should be living in the USA for well under $1,000. Well under.
Matchy matchy.
Even fast food is not cheap. Even if you just had fast food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you'd probably spend $30 a day, I'm guessing. See that? Philip, bad decisions. This is how people blow budgets. Bad decisions. $12 is for $12, you know what I can make? I can make a steak with grilled peppers, grilled onions, and either some fries, homemade fries, or a baked potato. You gotta cook at home, man. You
Hey,
can't.
Tessa. Tessa
Hey, what's up,
O'Reilly.
Tessa?
Tessa
You
O'Reilly.
gotta be fair. You cannot say, "Hey, I go out and eat out in the USA all my meals, and it's so expensive." But when I come to Asia, I save so much. No, no, no. You're not comparing apples to apples in that situation.
Alejandro.
Huh.
Alejandro.
But he said, "New name, bad decision, Phil." There you go, Alejandro. Alejandro is my style guy. I survived. Fluffy, what would I get in USA? Very, very cheap. What was my go-to meal?
Costco free.
Costco
free
hot
taste.
dogs. Well, Costco $1.50 hot dogs.
Costco free taste. That's
$40
the-
fast food. That's crazy. You can't survive in the USA, man. Even that's why I'm so glad I know how to cook. I would go down to Grocery Outlet. Big thumbs up to Grocery Outlet if you guys know Grocery Outlet in USA. Exactly. Philip, I wish I would have known you when you were a young man. I would teach you how to budget and be conscious. Anybody that doesn't use discounts, coupons, or is wise about money, what do they say? What do they say? What's that saying? It's something like a foolish man is separated from his money. I forgot the saying. What's a better city to Siem Reap? I've never been to either one, so I cannot honestly be fair about Cambodia because I've never been there. That's my point, Philip. See, a lot of you guys don't make clear points. You guys will say like, "Hey, man, I live so expensive," and it's like, "Well, how is that possible?" "Oh, well, I smoke lots of cigarettes, and that's expensive in the USA." But if you just, I come from a YouTube perspective of saying apples to apples, like, "Hey, how much is rent in Da Nang? How much is rent in Nha Trang?" And then you compare it. But you can't. I love Grocery Outlet, man. A fool and his money are soon parted. That's exactly what it is. So yeah, I mean, you cannot say, "Oh man, USA is so costly," when you're choosing to go eat fast food or go out 3 times a day. That's your own choice. There's no reason. I mean, even worst case, if you want to go out, go buy a loaf of bread, go buy some mayo, buy some cheese, and buy some kind of meat, and you can still live cheap. Go buy Grocery Outlet dozen eggs. Go buy a dozen eggs. That's so crazy, man. $4 for a dozen. I think when I left the USA, I think eggs were still about $3. But we've been out here, and when we heard it's like 7. But I love Grocery Outlet, man.
Mark, what's the difference of hen gaplay and gaplay gaplay
911.
gaplay sao and hen gaplay? I don't know what to use or what is the proper if you like. See you again.
Appreciate it,
Come
David, man.
again.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, buddy. We will do some live streams later when it cools down too. But you're a geo arbitrage guy, Philip. You escaped the USA on a discount. So this is what Philip told me. This is his words. "I live cheap in Vietnam so that I can spend money in the USA." Everyone else does exactly the opposite. They live cheap in the USA so they can go have a great life in Vietnam. Sorry about that. I think the thing froze. I don't like I don't like to wash. I'm in the same boat as you, Philip, 100%. But here's what I do. Here's my tip. Cook, but use disposable everything. Go to the dollar store, get your disposable plates, your disposable kitchenware, your forks, your disposable cups, or get a cup like this. The only thing you have to wash is your pan or your pot. That's it.
I forgot. Is it Teresa who's in Washington?
I forgot what state she's in. I wish I could remember all 6,000
I
subscribers.
know that we have
Locations.
someone from Washington State, from
Not in USA though,
mostly
Mitzi.
in California.
Texas. In Texas.
Oh, in Texas, yeah. She was saying that it was cold. Mitzi is in Antwong
I will
State.
back Philip.
Antwong State.
I hate washing dishes. I will honestly agree with Philip in that case. I hate washing dishes, but that's why I switched to disposable everything besides the pot and the pan.
What if Philip wants to be eco-friendly?
Philip, he smokes 800 packs of cigarettes a day. He's like a smoking Chinese factory. Do you know why grocery outlet is so cheap? Yeah, usually, but I always check the expiration date. Grocery
Oh, well.
outlet gets all the stuff usually that's either overstocked in the grocery stores or it is near expiration date. But
Well,
always check. I always knew that. Yeah, Earl's in Washington. I spent 750
oh,
bucks
it's
buff.
Earl.
That's exactly what me and Fluffy spend. But let's compare. You had the 22-meter hotel, right? One person. Me and Fluffy live on the beach, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. We go out to restaurants every single night. We live in the most highest expensive western tourist part of there, and we spend exactly the same amount as you. Exactly, for 2 people. Find a plug up your sink, dirty dishes. And you know what my other issue was? I love my apartment back in the USA, but for some reason, they built such a small sink at my apartment. I've always been cursed. I always get small sinks at my apartment. Like, even if the kitchen's big, they always give me a small sink. So I put like 4 or 5 dishes in there, and it's like all taken up. It's all full.
But in Danang we have big.
Yeah.
It's
In my apartment in USA, it's small. Well, I don't have to anymore because I moved out of the place in the USA, but my apartment that I had before I came out here, our sink now where we're at is good size. But my apartment was nice size, 1-bedroom, big 1-bedroom. It's shocking. It was a 1-bedroom house. It wasn't a 1-bedroom apartment. It was a 1-bedroom house. But that was the kind of the thing is I had a small sink. I don't know why. Would you take a bucket? No. I'm not. I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but extreme couponing. It's like some of you guys get the wrong idea. Like for me, I don't blow money, but I am not. I don't go recycle. I don't go digging through cushions to find money. I don't do any of that extreme stuff. What I do is I just get things that are undervalued, or I know where to get things at the lowest price. I don't settle for inferior things. I get great value on my stuff. So I'm not like the guys that like go watch the YouTube, go type in extreme cheapskates or extreme couponing or whatever. I think it's called extreme cheapskates. Some of these guys like they go and like they'll go to a store and get like used birthday cards. Go use that. Some guys will go like to the laundromat and go look on the floor for extra quarters. Like I don't do any of that. What I do is I'm like grocery outlet. I get the extremely low value price for something that usually goes for a lot more. If I was a stock trader, Will Travels is buy low, sell high. That's exactly what I am. What do you mean by arbitrage? As a bachelor, I mostly use my dishwasher. See, I've never even had a dishwasher. Never had a dishwasher. $5? I don't think so though. Every single meal that me and Fluffy eat, I think 99% of the time has been well under $5. I guarantee you, Philip, if you had George Costanza or the Bonet place, you would absolutely love it. And that meal's $2.50. But remember, you go like, oh,
Does he
$2.50,
like
$5?
rice? It seems
I don't know.
like he eats a lot of burgers and like
He comes to
bread
Vietnam to eat
things.
American food. But put it this way, Philip, $900 compared to $750, that's almost a 25% difference. So you look at it as like, oh, an American, $200, $200 is nothing. $200 is half tank of gas, right? But you're not looking at it percentage-wise. You're spending 25% more than me and Fluffy combined. That means if you really break it down, you're overspending about 30 to 40% of what two people are spending. So you can't look at it as like, oh, it's only $200. It's only 200. No, you got to look at it percentage wise. One person is spending 30% more than two people combined. That's how you have to look at it. If you don't look at it that way, that's why it's so easy to start spending a lot of money, because you go like, what's $1 here, $2 here? At the end of the month, you add that up, that's a nice chunk of change. $200, that means, so if our difference is $200, that means you could almost rent a whole second apartment. You could rent a second apartment for half a month for the money that you spend. Like for me, Philip, in my opinion, you get ripped off for the amount of money that you pay. So if at the end of the month, if we stacked up all the stuff that I get, like we said, here's my apartment, here's my food, here's my restaurant, here's my bills, and then yours, mine would be a mountain and yours would be half that. But then you'll say, who spent more? And they say, oh, of course Will spent more, right? And you go, no, Philip spent more. And you'd look and you'd be like, but Will's mountain is this tall full of stuff. Philip's is this.
Okay, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I get better value. I understand that. I'm only trying to point out to people, hey, this is what you can get for the same amount of money. Like, have you ever seen, like, I know you guys seen those pictures like on Facebook. It'll be like, this is what $100 gets you in Mexico. This is what $100 gets you in Spain. This is what and you'll look and like Spain will have like this much, Guatemala will have like this much, and then like USA will have like 2 items. And you'll say, that's what $100 a grocery gets you. That's what I'm saying. Me and Philip, we spend almost the same. He spends more than me, but his groceries, not groceries, but his bill, his goodies at the end of the month are this tall. My goodies are this tall. Well, if I was Philip, I would just find a new girlfriend in every city that he goes to. And guess what? It would be cheaper. You guys seem to think it wouldn't, but Philip would say, hey, you know, I want a girlfriend. She would cook, she would clean, she would give him massages. He would pay her food bill. He would have her live with him, and he would save money.
What if Philip likes different kinds of spinners?
Then he travels more. He's got the money to travel to different cities.
He likes to have more spinners. Like he likes choices.
At an old age, you should know what kind of woman you like. It doesn't take 127 years to find out what kind of woman you want.
Wow. Wow, they have Miranda.
I'm shipping out to Germany tomorrow. I'm pretty nervous. Yeah, good luck. Justin, I've never been to Germany.
They're asking why did you stop trading stock options?
So this is why I stopped trading stock options. I left the USA in 2022. Back in those days, I had capital to trade stock options. I left the United States in 2022, basically had no income. I had all my savings that I used to trade stocks with. So guess what? When I had the income, I would trade stocks. That's all the money I had. I would trade stocks. I would sell stock options, to be correct. When I left the USA, I went to Asia, primarily first Bangkok, and I looked for online jobs. Couldn't find them. I found out I got a good smack in the face in 2022 of how extremely hard getting an online job was, which is crazy because in 2019 they were handing out online jobs like freaking candy. Anyways, 2022, I go to Asia. I moved. That's the first time I technically moved out of the USA. Move out of there. I move out of Asia or move out of USA in 2022. Left with all same thing like how I did this year. I left with 1 year cost of living in Vietnam. I probably had 2 years worth of living in Vietnam when I left in 2022. And I said, okay, I'll just go get an online teaching job. I'll do this, right? So I go out there. I find out all China just banned online teaching. The market's dead. The money is terrible. And now there's a gluttony of too many teachers. I go try to find other jobs. 2 years, can't find an online job, right? So eventually the money runs dry. That's when I went back to the USA for 4 months, cleaned out my storage, got my in-person bachelor's degree to actually physically have it. It was in my garage or my storage, went and physically got it. And then I came back with 1 year of cost of living. So if I kind of wish in one sense that I didn't leave the USA in 2022 and would have just came to Asia with 2 years of cost of living, and I could have traded stock options now and did that in Asia rather than YouTube. But when you look back and play armchair quarterback, then you go like, oh, I woulda, shoulda, coulda done this. But
Coulda, coulda, shoulda.
in 2019,
Change your mind.
in 2019, it was so easy to get an online job. In fact, I got an online job like within 2 weeks of applying to VIP Kid to teach English for $18 an hour, a Chinese online English company. Now, that same company pays like $8 an hour. China banned online teaching and it wiped the market out. I don't have, first of all, I don't have judgment. I want people, I want people to have a clear view on what they can get at a certain price. Second of all, like I said, it's no judgment, but second of all, you make it sound like, oh, if you have money, you get to judge people, and if you don't have money, you're the one. That comment kind of seems kind of weird. I do know there's a lot of people in here that have more money, and they seem to think if you have more money, you're somewhat better than other people, because that comment screams, oh, if you have money, you can pass judgment on people, but if you don't have, no, I'm not judging anybody. I have millionaire friends. I have homeless friends. I have people that have been in prison. I have people that are CEOs. I have every kind of friend. I don't judge anybody. Now, I do point out, hey, if I see somebody and I'm not saying like, hey, man, you just bought a 2-bedroom in Montana, you spent 20 million. Hey, man, how come you spent so much? I got the same place for half the price. I try to educate people. That's why I do a YouTube channel. I want you guys, if you guys say, man, I like Will's lifestyle, I want to copy him and do his exact lifestyle. I say, follow me, do it this way, and you guys will have the exact same life. I like a variety of women. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of on the other boat. I don't like to go search for anything constantly. Like if I want to go find a car, I want to find a car quick. Yes, I will go on a search and go look at 19 cars in one day, but I don't want to go look for a car every single day for 2 years. If I want to go get something to eat, I don't want to go search. Same thing with a woman. I don't want to just go, okay, I got to go look for a new one now. Okay, in 2 weeks, I got to go look for a new one. That's too much work.
Yeah. You get this.
I don't think there's any blame. I chose a path. I'm happy on certain aspects. Like, I'm very happy that I ended up learning about travel. Now, I'm mad that I didn't do it correctly. What I should have done, I've always said this, even this year, I think I probably shouldn't have left the USA until I had maybe 2 or 3 years of Vietnamese budget living before. That would have been smart. I tell everybody, don't do it the way that I did it this year. I would tell everybody, make sure you have consistent income, or you have at least multiple years of living in a country. But for me, I was so fed up with the USA that I could not stay any longer, not 1 second longer. So for me, I don't know if you would say a blame or a bad decision, but for me, it was either be terribly miserable in the USA and every day hate being in the USA, or get out and enjoy my life. That's what I chose. Asia hours are brutal for the stock. Actually, I think it's the opposite optioning. So for me, I hated getting up at 6:30 in the morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning, because pre-market I would get up at 6. Remember, I'm from California, so I'd have to get up at 6. Now stock trading out here in Asia is like 9 o'clock at night. Like, I don't go to bed till 2 in the morning. I would love trading. I would love trading at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. Okay, I only have a 200.
Oh, it's okay.
Do you have change? Oh no, you know what? Here. I would love trading in Asia's hours. I've never traded in a different country. I stopped trading stock options or selling stock options mostly back in 2021, I think. Just give me the change, Fluster. Thanks, Fluffy. It's not possible to continue trading. It is. It is. It's 100%. The only thing that I'm missing is the capital. Going to check out Huangdi and Chicken Rice Street. It won't. It's worse, and Hawaii opens at 3 a.m. I moved out of America in 2015, never looked back. U.S. market is the main market. Most volume and liquidity, more money affords you more time. Crypto markets change when Asia wake up. Well, I have been repeating myself for many times. I always said that we are different people with different amount of income. I get it. I 100% get it. Even if I was a millionaire or anyone that I'm speaking to was a millionaire, I still will tell people, hey, why do you overspend? I don't care if you have a million. To me, I hate waste. Waste in every aspect. I do not like leaving on lights. I do not like leaving have a drippy faucet. I just hate the idea of waste, right? Waste in the terms of money. Like if I'm here with a millionaire, I don't care if he has like, people seem to think, oh, if you got a lot of money, just blow it. Like, what's the big deal? You got plenty. I hate that wasteful idea. Like, if I was sitting here with Bill Gates and, like, let's just say we just had a casual conversation and he was like, hey, Will, I'm gonna take you to this burger place. And I go, okay, cool. Just give me a regular burger. And he's like, no. Try this $200 burger. And I'm like, Bill, like, there's no way a burger's going to be worth $200. Just give me the $14 burger. I'll be perfectly happy with that. And he's like, no, 200. And I'm like, Bill, I promise you, I will be happy with it. And he's like, no, but it gets served with a gold plate. I'll say, I don't care about the gold plate. That's the thing. I try to, I'm like a parent. I try to tell you guys, like, please don't waste unnecessary money. Even if you have $1 million, I don't want you guys to blow money that you shouldn't be spending. Budget in the USA, that is tough because there's so many variations of people. Let me give you what my budget was. I was in the Bay Area. Now, I was in one of the cheapest cities in the Bay Area in California. I had a 1-bedroom apartment, a nice 1-bedroom apartment. I mostly, probably 80 to 90% cooked for myself. I had my own car, no car payments, no credit card payments, nothing like that. I think my bills came in for everything around $2,500 a month. If I had to buy extra stuff or something kind of popped up, it would stay under $3,000. But $2,500 is a good estimation on what my bills were in the USA. About $2,500. Maybe it would fluctuate to $2,600 or $2,800 every couple of months because of something extra would pop up. But well under $3,000 for one person in a 1-bedroom. $2,500, $2,600, $2,700 is what I was spending in the year 2023. Someone should have advised you to take more serious college. I did. So the problem is two things. I probably should have.
With your water?
Are we gonna get change?
No, I think it's 50.
I gave 100 and I got 10 back.
Yeah. But then it's
Oh,
okay.
okay. So, if you guys remember, I'm a radio and TV major. Here's the problem with the market. So, I sent out tons and tons and tons of demo reels, right? Um, it's extremely hard to break into the sports reporter, sports anchor jobs, especially brand new. I tried that for about a year or two, came very, very close to 2 different jobs. Let me log out of the Wi-Fi. 2 different jobs, right? And now I'm a college graduate, but I look back and I kind of tell people I would have probably told myself if I could have went back. Come on. If I would have went back, I probably would have not done college. I tell myself the only way I would have done college is if I planned on teaching English, because you do need a college degree for most countries to teach English. But if I wouldn't have had any plans of teaching English, I would have never went to college. And what I would have done is I would have learned a skill. I can I never advise people to get jobs. I tell people learn skill, learn how to write code, learn how to trade stocks, learn how to do something that you can transfer online so you can work anywhere. So if I went back in time, I would have either learned coding, I would have learned how to build websites, I would have learned how to have an online business instead of going to college. The only way I would have went to college is if I knew at 22, 23 years old, if I would have said, hey, this is what I'm going to do. As soon as I graduate college, I'm going to go to China or Japan or Korea, and I'm going to teach English, and I'm going to save up every single penny for 3, 4, 5 years in my early 20s. I'm going to save up every single penny. I'm going to go back to the USA, start a business, do it online, and at 25, 26 years old, I would have saved up 100 grand from teaching English, especially in China back then. Started an online business, and then I would have went and traveled, and I would have done that by 25. That would have been the alternative plan that I would have done, knowing what I know now. If I would have knew that then.
It's like back home.
Let me scroll back up. Let me see. Ben? Who's Sylvia? I did tell Ben. I would always tell Ben. I'd say, Ben, why do you spend that? There was all kinds of times I say, Ben, let me show you this place. When we were taking Zon XM, I was saying, Ben, take InDrive. Let's take InDrive. And he said, no, it's okay. I say, Ben, come on. Ben would call us from the market. No, Ben told us, what did he buy? Something for $20 a kilo. Some kind of fruit. I tell everybody this. Remember, he bought some kind of fruit, and he said at the market they were trying to charge mangosteens. They were trying to charge him $20 a kilo, and I was like, Ben, why are you spending that? I was like, that's like $3 here. I took him to all the budget spots, and I was like, he loved the cafe that we went to. He went there multiple times. I kept telling him, I was like, Ben, you got to stay here. You got to go here. I tell everybody that. You guys kind of take it as a negative. I think I would have loved to have been a kid or a teenager and had someone like me tell me, hey, Will, don't go to college, go do this. Hey, Will, you know you can go to this country and spend little amounts of money. I would have said, damn, man, I appreciate that. I grew up, remember, I'm the only person in my family that ever went to college. Nobody, from the age I was 16, I always paid my own bills. I bought my own car at 16. My parents never paid for anything. I paid my own way through college. No one ever gave me money. I would have loved to have had someone like me. I would have loved to have been able to watch my channel when I was 16, 17 years old and like, wow, you can go to these other countries and teach English and make money. You can go live in Vietnam for this. If I would have had something like that, my life would have been 1,000,000% different. You weren't traveling or dating on doing lots of entertainment. So I didn't live in San Francisco. I lived about 35 minutes out, but so what I would do a lot of car trips. So I would drive to San Francisco. I'd go to, maybe like a burger spot or go to the Mission and go get tacos, or I'd drive up to the coast. I wouldn't really stay overnight, but I would go drive to Monterey Bay. I would go do stuff like that. Those would be kind of my trips. I feel like going to college was a mistake. Now, the best part about college, I met some amazing people. I had some great times, people that I still have contact now. So that aspect I loved about it.
Who killed Kenny?
Who killed Kenny Bar? That aspect I 100% loved about college. But I've never made $1 in college on my degree. In that aspect, I did not enjoy college. But I love the network connections. I love the time. I loved everything about the actual time of going to college. But the outcome of what happened, no. I feel like going to college was a mistake. I agree. So I think the only people that should go to college are people like doctors, lawyers, scientists, engineers, stuff like that. If you guys don't know what you want to do, or an art, or some kind of just middle of the road, like developer, like not an architect, things like that, architects, engineers, doctors, lawyers should be going to college. But most of the people should not be going to college. I got more knowledge out of certain internships that I did. I did an internship for a news station in the sports department. Got great knowledge. I did an internship for a San Francisco startup company called 70 Million Jobs. The owner was a convicted felon who was a part of the movie Wolf of Wall Street. And what he did after he got out of prison, he opened up a company getting convicted felons real legit jobs. Like he would partner with like Safeway, Tyson's Chicken, and he would get convicted felons jobs through them. So I learned more doing that than I did in my college days. I would get a degree and I agree. Hot pots. I agree. Skills. Beef and potato. What is that?
This is like the one you ate earlier.
Look at this.
This is beef and
160. So I would tell everybody, I would always choose skills over jobs. Like some people say like, oh, work at Bank of America. Oh, work at Charles Schwab. I'd say, no. Learn skills. Learn skills, because skills can never be taken away from you. Once you learn a skill, you can never unlearn it. Jobs can be taken away. They can be downsized. Learn skills. Skills that are preferably transfer over to work online too. So skills, 100%. No, I don't agree with that. I agree people can never go to college. They can go to online classes or go teach themselves how to code, stuff like that. And if they're good enough and have a portfolio, they don't need to go to college. They don't need to go to college for that. So here's a great statement that someone made to me. I don't know if you guys agree, but I kind of agree with it. So you know how the American people were led to believe, if you go to college, so this is what I was told growing up in the 80s and the 90s. If you go to college and you get a degree, all the companies are going to come pounding at your door. It doesn't matter what degree you're in. They're going to come knocking at your door, and you're going to have all kinds of job offers. Just have that college degree, right? That was the sole dream, because the government backed guaranteed student loans, and the schools wanted to make money. So that was the big scam of schools, right? Anyways, so for me, someone made a statement. I'd never heard it before, but I kind of believe it. He said, college is not for, your college degree is not for to get your foot in the door. College only becomes valuable once you've been in a company for years and you need to move up the ladder of that job, and you need to have a college degree. And I thought about it and I was like, I think that is right. So yes, college, like if you get out of college, you're a 19, 20, 21-year-old punk that has no resume and you have a college degree, they're not going to hire you. You have nothing, you have no resume. But everyone sold the idea, it's okay, it's a little big, but everyone sold the idea, hey, as soon as you get out of college, you're going to have jobs lining up. No. I believe that your college degree doesn't come into play until you've already been at the company, and now they want to move you up to manager, or they want to move you up here. And then they say, hey, you've been at the company for 5 years. Do you have a college degree? That's when your college degree comes in line. Bitcoin was tradable. All right, Kenny, we're going to have to send you to the bathroom, AKA out of the chat room. See you later, brother.
Close at 2.
Everything looks like 100,000. So pork and rice. So this area is very, very expensive. This is not what.
They eat shark.
Oh, they eat shark.
Đây. Bút, lobster, crab này. Bút,
Come on.
combo shell bao nhiêu? Combo shell bao nhiêu? Cơm buổi sáng à? Đây. Combo shell. Combo shell only bao nhiêu? À đây buổi sáng đây. Ăn cái này nữa. Cái này nữa, ngon linh này. Đây, cái này phở.
Fried rice, 85,000. 95,000.
Đây noodle.
I don't know if I'm not getting your guys' messages. Let me see. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see. Everyone, hold on. I missed a lot of your guys' messages. Times have changed. No guarantee on work. I know many people have degrees working in a shop and can't get a job related. Everyone has worthless degrees now. But how do you... I agree with Mitzi on that. Everyone has these worthless degrees. But how do you fix that? How do you go, hey guys, we sold you a pipe dream that if you went to college when you were growing up in the 80s and the 90s, and we said if you don't go to college, you're going to be in a homeless shelter?
Most of the restaurants here are Mick and Big E food.
Yeah.
Mick and Big.
So, how do you tell the people that were sold this bull crap dream of, hey man, if you go to college, you're going to get all this? Those people spent 4 or 5 years going to college. They spent $80,000, $100,000, and now all of a sudden it's like, the life decision that you made is just worthless now. It's gone. Like, hey man, someone can now just go get your job in India and do the same thing. What do you do for those people that were sold, hey man, this is how you have to do it. If you don't do this, you're screwed. What do you do for those people?
But the thing here, Fluff, is like Big E and Mick already experienced the nang. Of course, they're gonna complain. If they first landed here, I think they're gonna like, what do you call this? The nang. Nha Trang.
Not sure. College taught me not to be afraid to pick up books and teach myself new subjects. That's what YouTube does. So I could have learned, I actually have learned more in the real world, YouTube, growing my own business, my online reselling business, trading stocks. I've learned more in life doing that than I ever learned in college. College didn't teach me anything but how to practice remembering things for a test that I'll never use in my life. That's what school teaches me.
We have restaurants here, but it's like, let's see those
Cilantro. So this is supposed to be the Anthuong, and it's just, it is the Anthuong. It is. It's the main hub where everything's at, but it's triple the price of what Anthuong is. It's a bigger, larger version of Anthuong without the English, with the Russian tourist, but it's 3 times the price. So that's exactly what Nha Trang is. Huh?
A lot of people eating here.
So everything is over 100,000 at all these places. That's what college is. They teach you how to remember things so that you could take a standardized test so that the school can get paid large amounts of money to do things. And then after 3 months, you forget that information, and then you learn a new subject, and you remember
Just checking.
what the next big midterm is.
Yes, okay.
What your food is? Seafood?
Seafood?
There's nothing in college that I learned that I couldn't have learned on YouTube. YouTube, or at least talking to someone that could have said, hey man, this is how you start a business. There's nothing.
Basil.
Chicken stir fried with basil, 100,000.
Chicken curry.
Yeah, so like Philip said, everything that you get here,
What time do you
$5. Not everyone, of course.
What time do you
It's like animals. If no food, no eat, you migrate or die. I got a business degree from a good university. I never used or needed it. I taught myself everything valid. Money and diploma out. No, the problem is that most big companies shut down their management programs. I always knew if you get a high in demand degree, you are set for life. My American dream came true with a business administration degree. And that's another part of the problem. So I will admit, remember, I come from the era of the 80s and the 90s growing up as a kid. And what did our parents tell us? Son, daughter, you could be whatever you want. I know you're only 4'1", but you can be the next Shaquille O'Neal. Parents were best friends, not parents. They were telling their kids, you could be what you want. Johnny, you're blind and you can't hear, and on top of that, you have no hands, but you can be an astronaut. You could be you could be a movie reviewer. Different equations is important for a design curve. Yeah, so like I said, there's certain jobs, doctor, lawyer, architect, stuff like that. I would say yes, those guys need to go to college, no doubt. But 60 or 70% of the people that are going to college go to college to please their parents, or they think that's the only way to be successful. You know, a lot of people that I grew up with that either were in jail, broke, dropped out of high school. Now they own their own plumbing company. They are a welder that makes $80 an hour. They became an electrician. They own an electrician business. These are guys that dropped out of high school. These guys make more money than 80% of the guys that I know that went to college. I have a degree in politics from very good. I also have really good internships, never got any good jobs. College was a scam, I'm telling you. Oh, look at this fluff. College was a scam. College, the government backed student loans, and the schools pushed that you needed college. It's clear as day. It was a scam. It was a scam. $11. So a banh mi, $35.
How much is beef?
Beef and cheese sandwich.
Yeah. 55.
This is like, I love baguette. This is like, how much?
35.
35.
No sale.
They actually, this donut actually looks good. It actually does look good though. It does look good, but it is 35, but it does look good. I will say that. Come on. I technically still don't have a job right now. I'm in a cheap country and getting paid an American salary. I test the person before hiring. They can either do the job or not. Doesn't matter if they have a degree or not. But guess what? What about all the people that got a college degree and were told, if you don't have a college degree, you're going to be laying in the gutter and you're going to be homeless, because in the year 1995 and 2000, if you don't have a college degree, you're going to be dead. Now, guess what? Those guys put themselves in debt. They spent 4 or 5 years to go to college, and now they find out, hey, I can't even get a job at Starbucks. What the fuck is going on? Sorry, I know we told you that back 15, 20 years ago, but you know, times change. Sorry, buddy. Here's a bumper sticker to put on your car that you graduated. Have a good trip. Hey, man, go apply for Starbucks. I agree. Yeah, you got to put the work in, but guess what? Those guys were told if you don't go to college, you're going to be nothing. You're going to be laying in the gutter. There's absolutely no way that you'll do anything except for flip burgers if you don't go to college. That's what they were told.
This is the hotel.
Trade schools should be a priority. Trade schools should be pushed. I agree. I don't know if I would have ever got into a trade school, but I think the problem is all government and big businesses and schools push college because college is a money-making scam. Trade schools don't benefit the government. Trade schools don't benefit anything. So they're not pushed. What's being pushed is the handshake between the government and the schools of, hey, government will back it. If you default on your loan, the government will take your money. I guarantee you, if there was no agreement like that, there wouldn't have been the big partnership between the big schools and the government. Where are we going, Fluster? It's 1:30. Do you want to go check in?
Let's just go to the mall one time.
Taxi to right there.
Starbucks.
Yeah. Highlands. Highlands.
Highland.
You take us taxi to there?
Highland.
Yeah, we go taxi here. How much? 100? Okay. Let me go get the bank. So we're in agreement that college was where you made your first big mistake. I would say partially. I would say two things. I don't know if I should have went to college, or I don't know if I should have chose a different major. So I did what was sold. Do what you want in life. Do what you want in life, because then you'll never work a day in your life. If you go to school and you get a job that you like, you'll never work a day in your life. I was sold that, right? So that's why I became a radio and TV major. Now, maybe if I would have had Indian parents or Korean parents, right? They'd have said, son, I don't care what you like. You're going to go get an engineering degree. You're going to get some kind of science or tech degree, because that's going to be the wave of the future. You can go get that degree, and then guess what? As your secondary degree, go do radio and TV. But don't do that as your first. Maybe I would have done that. Or I just wouldn't have went to college, and I would have just volunteered my time, done apprenticeships, done internships with big companies, and learned skills.
No, my phone died.
I couldn't do any more on my aspect of the sports reporting. I had 2 jobs, one in Eureka and one in Cottage Grove, Minnesota, fall through on me. Nothing I could have done about that, but I applied to hundreds and hundreds of the jobs. I sent my demo reel out, but I didn't realize, no one ever told me until it was way, way late. There's 2 or 3 sports reporters in every city, and sports reporters aren't a turnover type of job, right? So it's extremely hard to get your first foot in the door. And once even if you get your foot in the door, you're starting in a place, like I said, like Cottage Grove, Minnesota, Helena, Arkansas, Bum F, Mississippi. So the jobs are very few and far in between. I'm very, very lucky, though, that I never had college debt. So thankfully, even though I got my college degree, never had debt for it. So luckily, that was not a bad move on my part. What is this place, Fluster? Vin Mall. I still think I had it pretty good, went to college, and then worked for 27 years, and then retired at the age of 53. Yeah, I think probably your option is much better than the regular American that works to 65, and I think you're better off than most Americans. I agree. For me, through my eyes, I would have done my plan that I know now and been done working by 35 years old. But the problem is, you never know this stuff until it's too late. Like for me, like I said, I would have left college and I would have taught English for 3, 4, 5, 6 years in China, right? Banked every single bit of that money besides what they take out in taxes. And then I would have started some kind of online business, probably a online reselling business, or you never know. Sometimes things pop up and you find a new business. I would have traded stock options. I would have sold stock options, and I would have done that. And then I would have done something online and traveled. Wow.
I saw something at the hotel.
Yeah, this is a real mall. But that's why every dinner is 189,000 VND. So you guys can have a real mall. You guys can have a real mall if you guys want to pay triple or 4 times the price of every food item you buy here. That's what happens. You guys can get a nice mall, but instead of paying 40,000 for your coffee in Da Nang, you'll pay 100. Is the trade-off worth it? Trust me, if I did exactly the plan that I know now, Dark, this is what I would have done. I would have left college at 23, 24 years old. I would have, ooh, my battery's almost dead. I would have left college, right? And I would have done, I'm pretty sure China used to pay more even back then. This would have been the year of about 2009, 2007 maybe. I would have made $4,000, $3,000 a month. All you pay is like $500 in taxes when you're out there, right? So I would have saved $3,500 a month, taught for 3-4 years, pocketed every bit of that money, left China with $100,000. Now I come back to the USA at 26, 27, 28, maybe 29 years old with $100,000. I start an online business. I've been trading stock options all during that time. So most likely I've made decent bank on that option because I would have just sold options and collected the premium. So I'd be 30. No. I would have done that. And then I would have just figured out what's the best business that I can do while traveling the world and making an income. That's what I would have done well before 35 years old. I was very lucky. So I had the FAFSA, which means I was able to basically get a $4,000 FAFSA student financial aid. All that covered, though, that basically paid about a month and a half to 2 months of my rent per semester and my books. So then that's when I became a real life hustler. So at that time, what I learned was how to sell things. That's when my real online selling skills came through. So in USA, for somehow, I didn't know why, but back in this time, if you guys remember wrestling was very big at the time. So guess what I did? I sold wrestling bootleg DVDs of Monday Night Raw, of WCW, Monday Nitro. I would sell a season. This is before they used to have series and all this stuff on Netflix and stuff, right? So I would sell a season, 1996, 1997, right? 50 DVDs. I would burn these on a 4-disc burner. So I'd burn 4 copies at a time, and I would sell these on eBay. And I would get $300 to $400 for each one of those sets. So I was selling that like crazy, and I was making money. That's how I put myself through college. I would buy, remember, this is the year 2005, 2006. I would buy bulk socks, hundreds of pairs of socks from China, have them sent to the USA. Then I would go around either on eBay, or I would go to my family and friends and say, hey man, I got extra cheap socks. I'll sell you these socks, 10 pairs for $3, knowing that I bought 10 pairs for $1. So I would do that. So that's when I became like a real-time, I put myself through college. That's how I never had a job from 2004 to 2010 living in San Francisco going to college. That's how I put myself through college.
Didn't you feel embarrassed selling like cheap stuff?
No, I've never felt embarrassed. I feel like I win. So I win or lose at life by either paying low and selling high, or I lose in life when I overspend. life is a game to me. If I buy low and I sell high, I win at life. I lose in life when I go buy a 60,000 pork chop and I know it's only 25. There's only two options in my life: winning and losing. I win when I make a great deal. I lose when I enter a bad deal. Lot is such a crap mall. Will's mistakes, he didn't buy Bitcoin. I didn't know nothing about trading, so my brother is the only person that ever told me about trading stocks and stock options. I was 36 years old when I even found out about trading stocks. 36 years old. Bitcoin is appreciating. Kids nowadays don't know how to work to put yourself through college. So I always worked. My first job ever was 16. I worked from 16 all the way to the time I got to college. And like I said, I never worked a real job in college for the 6 years that I was in San Francisco. I came to San Francisco about 6 months before college started, and I stayed in San Francisco about 6 months after I graduated college. So I was in San Francisco for about 6 years, never had an official job, but I sold online, I sold eBay, and I always came up with little hustles like that. Everything else doubles your money in a lifetime. The Army put me through college. I'm still up to my eyeballs in debt. Damn, that's crazy. Kids nowadays don't know. I thought you were going to say kids nowadays don't know the value of a dollar. Well, let me log out. We're going to probably go check in. We will do an update before we go back out. We're going to go put our bags up in a few minutes, turn on the AC. We're going to check out the room. And then we will show you guys our room and let us know what you think of this place. So give us a little bit. Well, my advice is not worry about the nickels and dimes and worry more about the dollars and cents. To me, okay, before I end it, let me say this, Dark. So you have to understand, this is my financial situation. I want your take on this. And don't tell me, oh, well, go back to the USA and make more money or go do this. No, that's not an option. So my situation is I brought 1 year of cost of living here. Don't give me an answer about going back in time. Don't give me an answer of go back to the US and make more money. Do not give me that. Give me a real life situation of what I should do. So I came here with 1 year of cost of living. I recoup back 60 to 70% on the YouTube of what I put out every month, correct? Okay, so now knowing that, I have to save every dollar that I can besides the money that I absolutely need to put out to live as long out here as I can until my plan of breaking even finally works, correct? So going and buying and blowing money here and there means I am lowering my time that I can stay here because there's no idea of when this channel will break even. So when you say like, oh, it's just $1 or $2. Yes, that $1 or $2 here, that $1 or $2 there. That means that maybe down the road, I might lose a whole month of being able to live out here and buy myself time to break even. So explain what should be done. Mark, yeah, people actually cared. Check out the food court prices. Yeah, I used to nickel and dime at college. Fiat is like those sands. Let me get a little bit of video up here. This is a nice mall, though. Fluffy, do you like this mall? I don't know. I was just asking. Last year, I couldn't, though. Then how would I have traveled? So how would I have traveled when all my money was into something that's a complete... I would never advise someone to take your last dollars and invest in something. How would I have lived? What would I have done? What if it would have went down? What if I would have sold when it went down? I can't tie up every single one of my dollars. Like, how would I have lived? You should make more money being a real estate agent for your viewers. Move to Danong because your channel. I can't be a real estate agent. They don't pay anything in Danong for a real estate agent. They don't hire Americans. Now, if you're trying to say, go make more apartment videos, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I am building a wrong fan base, and I'm making what? An extra $112 a month? That $112 a month isn't going to do anything for me. Yeah, it gives me an extra $112, but as a long-term answer, it doesn't do anything. Danong needs a mall. You guys really love this mall.
I thought you signed out.
I'm about to in a second. I just want to show them the mall one more time. I'm shocked at how much you guys love this mall. What I need is to get the phone mount that I could put on my bag right here. You can just show all the apartments that you know about, and if they rent, Sancho, hello, hello, that you know about, and if they rent it, you get. How am I going to get that? So no one in Vietnam, people in Da Nang will not do that. If I go to Haviland, the real estate place, they're not going to say, yeah, hey, you random foreigner, we'll give you 1 month. They're going to say, no, 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 we have our own agents. Business doesn't work like that in Da Nang. Hotels won't even let me even come up with my own affiliate code. Like I say, hey, I got a YouTube channel. Give me an affiliate code and I'll show it on my YouTube page. And if they book, I'll just get a small commission. No, 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 no. We have a Goda. We have a Goda. We don't need you. That's not how it works here. The client? Run that idea by me. I would love to know how, if I show people apartments, what's going to make them not cut me out and say, oh, yeah, I didn't rent the place. And then all of a sudden they rent and they go and stay there. We love arcades. It's dead in here, Fluffy. Oh, Fluffy, look at your favorite game. Fluffy, they don't even have any good stuffed animals. Oh, there you go. That's when you'd want the fish.
But it's so small.
This is more like little kids. Fluffy, music box. There's your karaoke. There's your karaoke, Fluffy. Where's the mic? Let me see if the mic works. Mic. Why is it doing that? Let's see.
Testing, testing.
Here we go. You guys want some real karaoke? Look, here we go.
Testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing.
If I come to Da Nang and you show me the perfect apartment for me, I would pay you for it instead of hiring some agent. I see what you're saying, but the problem is I would have to then go contact the agent, hope that it's not rented, because you remember things fly in a day or two in Da Nang. And then even if I can do that, then the agent's going to ask, hey, give me the deposit, and then guess what? What happens if you don't get the deposit? There's too many logistics in that. There's too many moving parts in that. Now, what I could do, Darth, is what I used to do. So you know how I do the in-person service? What I could do is do the in-person service and add the apartment search that I used to do for it. So I would charge an extra fee to help you and go with you to all the apartments that you like. But for me, it became too time consuming for just a few bucks. Like some people, it would take them a week. Like one guy, it took him 9 days and like 13 apartments that I had to go to. And I only charged him like $80 US for it. And I was like, screw it, man. It ain't worth it. Because I would get messages at night. Hey, man, did you find another apartment? Hey, man, I can't meet you at 9. Can we meet at 10? So it ended up being too much for what it was worth. Dave and Buster's? That would be nice.
What songs did I sing?
We might have to come back and do karaoke at another time. Where'd Fluffy go? I was doing karaoke. Yeah, I was doing karaoke. They said I was the best. I was the best in the history.
We have good choice.
They have good choice. I guess let's go check in, Fluffster. You'd have to do some legwork and get the contact information of the owner and manager so we can close. Yeah, but here's the problem. If I do all that, it's going to cost way more than what anyone's willing to pay. So you think I'm going to go do all this work for 50 bucks? Like, 50 bucks ain't not even close to worth it. If I did that service where I go around Danong, going and checking out apartments before people get here, going and talking, and I would have to charge hundreds of dollars for that. At that point, it's not worth it for the customer. 50 bucks for me to go run around for days? That's nothing. It would have to literally be hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for me to do that.
7K for ice cream.
Not only, well, that's good. Not only is it too risky, it's just not time consuming. How much do you think I should charge for something like that? 50 bucks? 80? Like, that's not nearly worth it.
It's just 50.
But where would I get that? So, I don't understand where I'm getting that money. So, okay. So let's say Darson wants to rent a place that's 350 bucks a month, right? So I go there, I find you a place, we go look at a whole bunch of places, right? Now you go pay $350 for the apartment, and then you give me $350, correct? So now you've just put out $700 for your first month of rent and $350 in my pocket, right? But now at that point, you could have just went on Facebook and rented the place for damn near 3 months for your full 90 days that you would be there for the same price. I would do that. If there was a customer base that would pay me $350 for a $350 apartment, I would do it. But I feel people say, nah, I'm just going to stay at a hotel. Why am I going to pay $700 for the first month of rent? Like, no one's going to. If people would do that, I would legitly do that. But let me ask Mitzi. Hey, Mitzi, hey, your place is $350. Give me $350 to go find your place, and then you pay $350 for your rent, and you put $350 in my pocket. People say, no, man, I'm going to go on Facebook. No, I'm going to go walk in person. I would, what Darson is saying, I would 100% do that. You had ever ready checked out the apartments for us? I would do that. I just don't think there's people that would pay that. If we're thinking on the same page, I would do something like that. So let me run the idea by you. So you guys are out wherever you're at. I'm here. I go look at all these apartments. You guys contact me and say, hey man, it needs to have a pool, it needs to have a balcony, this, and I say, okay, I got 2 places. I know exactly these 2 places. I meet up with you, I show you the 2 places. You go, yeah, I like this one. And I say, okay, no problem. Then I go meet up with the owner and say, hey, I got someone in here. We're gonna go sign the paperwork. We all come, we all meet up. You sign the paperwork. I explain like, hey, the landlord wants this for security deposit. This is how much electricity is. This is the day that you move in. This is all the rules. Boom, you sign the paperwork, and then I get the money. I would do that 100%. I just don't think people are going to pay that kind of money, because $350 or whatever the equivalent to the apartment is, they're basically paying 4 months of rent for a 3-month stay.
You can rent power bank.
Offer Phil. Look. There's the Ferris wheel.
Oh, it's on that Vincom.
I would do that, Darson. I would definitely do that, but I just don't feel there's a market.
Listen, here's the cable car.
The cable car?
Yeah, it's there.
Where's the cable
We
car?
can't see it.
It doesn't work that way in Danong. So in Danong, the landlord pays the agent, not the client. So for everyone, they go on Agoda, they walk in themselves, or they go on to Facebook and they say, hey guys, I'm here for 3 months. I want a place here, here, and here. And then 847 agents message you in your inbox and they say, hello, sir, please come take a look at my place. And then you say, okay, what's the address? And I'll come take a look at it. Yeah, the mall is right, the beach is right here. That's the beach beyond this tree. That's the beach right there. So the beach is, I don't know, 3 minutes maybe? 3-minute walk. I would do that, Darson. I would 100% do that. I just don't believe there's a market for that, but I would do that. See, that's exactly what I feel. What Mitzi says is exactly what I believe Danong's philosophy is. Nah, man, I watch Will Travels. He showed me all these places. The places he showed, those places are fine. I'll stay there. Why am I going to pay $300 for me? I can go look at the place myself. I'll message Will and try to get the information for free. That's who people that rent in Danong is. Exactly what Mitzi says are the people. Now, what I will tell you is when the people come out here for the first time, they quickly realize how hard and how challenging it is to get an apartment, but they don't think it's that hard before they get here. And then once they go through the process, they go like, oh my God, it's so stressful. We looked at, like Marcus said, we looked at 50 apartments. They have nicer bus. Maybe we'll look at how to do the bus. I don't know, Fluffy. Let's go check in. We paid for the place already, and it's already check-in time. Now, people, once you go do the process, after the process is over, I guarantee if you ask people, a lot of people say, yeah, I'd rather pay someone. But no one believes that they need to pay it. They just think they're going to stroll in, walk down the block, because they see so many YouTubers. Yeah, you walk down the street, and you just pop in. But they don't realize you don't pop in, because you go outside to an apartment complex like this. Guess what? The door's locked and it has a Zallo phone number on it and it says contact this number. Guess what? Americans don't have Zallo. They don't know what Zallo is. Guess what? You contact that number on Zallo, no one responds. So people think it's a lot easier. Just like how people think doing a YouTube channel is easy. People think everything is easier than it really is. No, I couldn't do that. I could not do that.
I feel like we're in
That's too deep.
This is like Sukhumvit.
This is like Sukhumvit. That's too much of a service. All I need to do, literally, all I need to do to be happy is make $750 a month. If I make $750 a month, I break even, which means I live out here for $0 and I enjoy my life. That's all I need. I don't need stress. I don't need nothing. But I don't need to do that though. So I can do all that work and then just be like, oh, okay, now I get to pay my bills and I save $300 extra a month. Or I could just figure out a way to boost my monthly budget, earning budget, up another $200-ish and just live stress-free. $750 in Vietnam? On what? That's what we spend every single month, $750. That's all of our bills. I'm at the point in my life, I don't need much, and I want to live the easiest stress-free life that I can. I don't want to make lots of money. I don't want to put lots of effort into anything. I want to live the life that I'm living now at break-even money. Oh my God, look at that. You fall there, you end up in China. Right, Fluffster? If you fall through that, you end up in China. Fluffy, do you know what street we're going to? Maybe you should jump in the pool before we go in. The Starlet. What is the Starlet, Fluffy? Oh, this is the place. That's the place that we were going to stay. Fui Hotel. So this was our other option. This place was $12. So it was the same price as the place we're staying at now, but it had no free breakfast and it was a little bit smaller room, but that's how far it was from the beach. So this is this other place that was my backup option. This place, no breakfast, smaller room, same price. The benefit was it was that close to the beach. She won't get pregnant, but I went 43 years of my life without that happening. But if something like that happened, then it would be a altering, meaning I probably would go back to the USA and figure out how to make money. But that wouldn't happen. But For me, my first goal, so I work like a checklist. My first goal is just to break even. Once I break even, then I will assess and make a new goal. But for me, all I want to do is buy myself enough time. Break even on the YouTube channel, live here, come up, build the channel, figure out a new business opportunity online. Then once I reach that, then come up with a new plan. That's how I've always, since I've been a kid, I always reach one plateau before I get to the next. I would say probably the location is probably 4 minutes. Let's see. That place is there, but go look up that hotel. Go look at it and take a look at the pictures. So it was smaller, no breakfast buffet, same price. You will trade the breakfast buffet and the smaller room for a closer to the beach. Now, we're only going to be about an extra 4-minute walk from that place. So it boils down. Do you want to walk 4 extra minutes and get free breakfast and have a 4-star? Because that's definitely not a 4-star. And or do you want the closer location, same price, no breakfast buffet, and smaller room? But that was my backup option. The merchandise thing will come. The merchandise, I need to figure out how to create logos and stuff like that, but that will come. An ebook too. I've wrote 20 pages or 50% of an ebook already. I just have not finished it. I'm gonna tell him, yeah, he might be good at a YouTube. I want the closer location because there's so many vendors for you to hunt for breakfast. Maybe. But remember, so we don't need to get breakfast. So breakfast will be the buffet for us. So that means all we got to do is get lunch and dinner. So we found a edible place today. We found an edible place, meaning the pork chop. But we didn't see any vendors on the beach. So I think you guys are assuming that there's vendors on the beach, but did you see any food vendors on the beach, Fluffy?
No, I don't know. We didn't really get in.
But just in sight, I didn't see any. Yeah, so we didn't.
In Da Nang, there's no vendors.
Yeah, in Da Nang, there's no vendors on the beach either.
You would see a cart.
It's weird. In beach cities, you don't see vendors on the beach. How long did... I didn't see. I was trying to read a message. Mango passion fruit tea, Fluffy. Let's take a look at how much juices are. Since y'all are just looking. No prices? How much?
Brown you.
No prices.
Sure.
30.
30.
Okay. Come on. 30,000, so definitely more expensive. We go to a nice, awesome juice place. It's 20,000. Everything here is more expensive. Every single thing. He worked for 10 years. I did save money. I don't think you listened to what I said earlier. My whole life, I always save money. Always save money. I never spent money. What happened, I told you back in 2022, all the money that I had saved up basically went to living abroad for 2 years in Asia with no income. We'll be telling Darth how the biggest mistake he made is not starting a YouTube channel. No, I would tell you guys, YouTube, most people think YouTube is easy. It's not. And YouTube is not really profitable. I've realized you don't really make money on the the ad revenue. You make money on advertising services, selling stuff, go to links, affiliate marketing. You make more money on outside services on YouTube than you do on the ad revenue. Buffering is bad? Oh yeah, we're at an H. We're at H, that's crazy. H. How many of you guys that have money, don't lie, don't exaggerate, how many of you guys that had money that didn't come from family money, meaning your parents didn't pay for your college, your parents didn't pay your bills. I want to know how many people in here that have money did it 100% on their own. Not, well, my mom only paid my car insurance when I was in college. No. How many people, every bit of their money was made by themselves? They paid their rent, they paid every bill. I would love to know that. So, like, college. If you guys went to college, did you guys pay 100%? Or did your parents pay your college for you and paid your health insurance up till you were 25? Like, how many people are 100% independent in that aspect? I'm honest when I say I don't have the skills to do the AI stuff. I don't even know where to start in that aspect. Now, I know how to ask Chat GPT and Bing. I know how to customize questions and get things like that, but I don't know how do I turn that into money. That's the thing. Where are we going, Fluffy? I don't even know where we're at. My dad was a liability to me. Charged me $35 for my room, no food. I was hustling. Damn, your dad was like, where are we at, Fluffy? I'll say, yeah, if you guys got a student loan, that's fine because you guys paid it back. What I'm talking about, I know some people that have money now, but their parents have always paid their bill. They're like, I gotta call my mom. My mom has to pay my gas bill, and my mom has to come and pay my tuition. Like, I know guys like that. They were 24, 25 years old having that, and then now they make money. They're like, oh yeah, man, I did it. I'm self-independent. I'm like, dude, I used to go to college with you. You used to have your mom come down here and pay all your bills. I can't look up GPS. Remember, I'm on the live stream. I've done that optioning. That's how I wrote the first 20 pages of the ebook. I wrote 20 pages of an ebook in like 3 or 4 days span. I was really pumped about writing it. And then after that, I kind of lost creativity and focused on editing videos. But probably when Fluffy leaves, I'll focus back on the finishing up that book. Damn, you had to pay your parents. It's weird because for me, my parents never gave me any money or nothing like that. Never paid for my car when I was 16. Never paid for my college. But I'm the type, if I ever had a kid, I'd be the opposite. I would pay my kids college. I would at least have them pay 50% of their first car, but I would pay 50% at least. I would do that. My parents didn't do it for me, but I guess I would do the opposite of that. From 16, that's crazy. I was so broke. I was never, I've never been broke. I've never been broke. I've never been broke. There's a difference between broke and not having an income. So when I work, I save almost all my money. When I don't have money, it's because I don't have any income at all. So it's not like I make money and then I just spend. I've never had a spending problem. The only time I ever have money problems is when I don't have an income. I wouldn't spoil my kid, definitely not spoil my kid, but there would be two things. I would help them with a car and I would help them with college. And what I would do is I would teach my kid at a very young age how to create a business. So when they were 10, 11 years old, if they wanted to start a little car wash business or some little selling candy, like a little reselling business or something, I would help them. I would teach them how to do it. And I'd say, okay, son, you made $50 this week selling candy, right? You got to put $35 away in the bank. That's your savings. And then what you'll do, you'll keep $10 of that, like whatever a small portion was. You can blow that. You can go buy stupid little toys or whatever, right? But you're going to invest all the rest of that money, and I'm going to teach them how to have a business. It's freaking hot. I would never spoil them though, but I would help them. I would match them buying a car, and it wouldn't be a brand new car. No way. It's going to be a used car. Like, I don't understand these parents that go and buy their kids 16 years old brand new cars. It's like, what the hell? I'd buy them like if I had a kid right now, I'd buy him like a 2005 Toyota Camry or something like that. It wouldn't be no glamorous car, nothing like that. And I would, if they went to college, I would pay for their college. Those are the two things I would do for a kid. Ben Vin Kwan. Let's cross, Fluffy. It's freaking hot. Let's go. It is hot, guys. Well, it's humid. We finally made it back to our right street. We walked like this and ran into a dead end, and then had to go back and do all this. I encouraged my son in his business to find other stuff from his friends. He used them to buy clothes from China and sell them. I agree. I think AI is big. I wish I'd be 20 years old. I would love to be 20 years old and have nothing but time to go to college and learn AI. I would love that. I even wish I would have learned writing code, coding, web development at 20 years old. I'm 43 years old, trying to survive. I can't go dedicate my life to learning AI while I make YouTube videos, while I'm 43, while I'm trying to pay bills. It's 19 different responsibilities to take care of at once. The time in the day is not enough. Hold on, let me see. I can't read it right now. Oh, I'm not gonna have a kid. If I'm only giving myself another 2 years with even the faintest 1% of even having a kid, but 99.9% I'm not. I would have to have a major change in my life, brain-wise and psychology-wise, to even think about having a kid, but I think that ship has sailed. I'll ask AI to teach me about AI. I don't know how people survive this weather, man. This is like, I'm gonna say this feels as hot as it was the hottest point of Bangkok. This is Bangkok weather. Like Bangkok, hot heat of the weather. Well, if you're in the right street, you're sure. Feels like we... I think we were like 6 minutes away and it took 20 minutes. I'm never having kids. I don't know. She doesn't like to chat no more. They said, why are you always on your phone but never on the chat? See, every city, I've been telling you guys, every city, we just see like the deck of playing cards. I don't understand. Is this some kind of code? Like, do they leave a single card out, like saying like, hey, this is a massage place? But every single city in Vietnam, I always see a single card laying on the ground. I don't know why. Every single city in Vietnam I've ever been to, like, I can't just believe people are just out playing cards out in the middle outside and a card just magically gets away. But every single city I've ever been into in Vietnam has one single card laying on the floor. I I don't understand why. There's our hotel right there. It is freaking humid. Fluffy GPS. Fluffy tells the restaurant Will is on the way. Quick, get the more expensive menu out. Then she gets a kickback. I wouldn't be surprised. She was looking away from me and stashing something in her pocket earlier. And she kept looking around, looking to the left and to the right. You! Look, the sun. Okay, this is probably a good time to go swimming. Look, the sun. What time is it now, Fluffy? 2 o'clock. So the sun is mostly off the pool at 2 o'clock. Ooh, I'm allergic to pools. Oh, it feels good. Let's go check in. I was like, is that my bag? We're gonna check in. We're gonna check in. You're from California? Why do you not know this? Buy drugs? I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure if you're talking to me, Alejandro. I must have missed a message.
Cabin number is A19 on A floor.
Okay.
Bike Wi-Fi 79
Okay.
breakfast over there.
Okay.
Open 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
Swimming pool outside.
Got it.
Gym on 4th floor is free.
Okay.
Do we need key card for the lights? No.
Do we put this in for electricity? Oh, we get the second card. Ah. We can put this in there? Okay, come on. Come on. 8th floor. Okay, perfect. Come on. Fluffy, where are we going? Oh, our bags. The VinFast mini Jeep. The webcams are all set up in the room now, Fluffy. It's all clear to go to the room now. Fluffy, here's the key. Ah, come on.
Okay. Come on.
You got your stuff, Fluffy? Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. I got it.
It's okay. Come
It's okay. Come on. Eighth. So the spa or the gym is on the 3rd floor. No, gym is on the 4th. If you get in, 4th floor. There's the buffet. The pool is on the 1st floor. The gym is on the 4th floor. The restaurant. Here we go. Where's ours? Ours is to the right. There we go, guys. I think we should be back. Always in the elevator. Let's go find our room. We gotta crank this place up. The Regal Hotel. We gotta turn this AC on quick. We're supposed to have a city view, which we will see. I think the key card works, but I don't think that one works. There it goes. $12 a night. Here, Fluffy, I take it. I don't. That one's red.
It's supposed to be green.
That one's red. Are we supposed to put it in something? You want me to go down there?
Yeah.
Watch my stuff, Fluffy. Actually, this is pretty standard price in Nha Trang. I had like 4. Even the place that I showed you guys back there, the Phu Qua place is close to the closer to the beach. It didn't come with a breakfast, and it was a little smaller. That was $12 too. I hate this. Sometimes these cards don't work, and we gave them so many freaking hours. We tried. It should be a green light. It should be a green light. I think the internet's gonna kick us off once again when we go downstairs. If it does, stick around. I just want to get in this damn place. Great, we're gonna stop at all these floors. But here you go, look. I can't get hotel not open. I put not open.
Okay, let me check.
Ah, come on. I do it, and it's yellow color, but not green.
Okay,
Never have tell you guys what things never should go wrong. They all go wrong, even something minor like this. We'll see if did we mess it up, and did we not open it, or they'll say like, oh, sorry, we go get new key. But it's, I tell you guys, my luck, it's always bad. Things that shouldn't go wrong always go bad for me. But let's see, maybe we didn't do it correctly. See, told you. So, but what about our key now? So that our key doesn't work. He had a master key.
okay, wait a moment. I will check.
Okay, you change? Okay. So, yeah, the key doesn't work. Come on. So, like I said, things always go wrong for me. We gave them 3 hours to check us in, and magically, our key card doesn't work. Now, do you guys believe me that anything that could go wrong that shouldn't goes wrong? Wow, we got a great view of the concrete. But here we go. Fluffy, turn that AC on. It's okay. It's kind of outdated, but it's okay.
Where's
The what?
the AC?
AC? The AC's right here, right here. A little outdated. It's okay. As long as the AC freaking works. There we go. But like I said, anything that could possibly go wrong that shouldn't, does. Oh wow, our balcony is huge. Look at this. Look at how big our balcony is, guys.
How many steps?
Let me see. Let me see how many steps this is. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 steps. Look at how big our balcony is. There's Muang Tan. I can see the eagle. There's the ocean.
We have chairs.
We got chairs. Yeah, it's crazy. I've never seen a balcony like that.
It's bigger than our.
It's bigger than our room.
Yeah.
So, oh, we gotta ask him. I'm gonna ask him about the water dispenser.
Water dispenser, you get it at the kitchen. Restaurant.
Abnormally long. Let's log into the Wi-Fi. Regal. Did you read my earlier message about the car on the floor? No. That's why I was asking. I have no clue what that means. Every single city we see that. It looks dangerous. No, it's just very plain. I guess we can bring our chairs out there at night. We can bring our chairs and the table out there at night. It's just a very, very long balcony. That's the longest balcony I've ever seen. Fluffy's the first thing she's gonna do is turn on the TV.
Crank up
I don't know. I don't. Oh, there's our new. Check the door. Check the key, Fluffster. Check it, Fluffy. I don't understand. Maybe they got rid of each room in between. I don't know. I don't know why. I've never seen a balcony like that. Fluffy, how can you close this? People want to see this here. Oh, actually, you know what? This is big enough to put you guys up here. There we go. What do you guys think? This is 12 bucks. It's $12. Comes with AC, comes with the big balcony. It comes with the breakfast buffet. And I think we're 7 minutes from the beach. The card on the floor is telling you where to buy drugs. Ah, see, I kind of had a feeling. I kind of had a feeling it had something to do with something, because I was like, how come so many people are losing cards? Every city that we see, we go to, and there'll be like a 10 of hearts or a 3 of clubs, and it'll just be laying on the ground. And I'm like, why is everyone in every city losing cards? I'm like, what the hell? 12 bucks. So this place is cheaper. It's about 40% cheaper than the hotel that we had last night in Tuihua. And it does come with a better, I'm pretty sure it's a much better breakfast buffet. So here we go. I haven't even looked at the bathroom. Let me look at the bathroom. Look at these baby bottles. Yep, we're going to definitely need to go to the water dispenser. Yeah, we checked in. We're all done checking in. Playing cards. Yes, playing cards, playing cards. So, oh, we got a bathtub too. This is 12 bucks. And this, I don't know if you guys can tell the roof. It is white because the white roof means that it's made from tofu. So this is a tofu roof. So hopefully we don't have any earthquake because this is tofu and it will collapse in. No, not that I know of. It's just it was laying on the ground and it just has like a random value on the card, like a 10 of hearts or 6 of clubs. I see it in every city and I have no clue what it means. Like either people just accidentally lose cards outside or it must mean something. What is Fluffy doing on her phone now? I don't know what she's doing. Being a fluff. Does the card have a phone number? I don't know. What do you guys think? This is 12 bucks a night. And here's the crazy... We got a safety deposit box for my gold bars. And then this is our unusually long balcony. Look at how freaking long that is. That's bigger than freaking Philip's hotel that he stays at in the city at. We cannot let Philip see that. He will go crazy because he loves balconies. What, Fluffy? What are you yapping about now? Uh-oh.
It's a closet to cover the space. I wish they just didn't do a closet.
Huh. What is that?
I guess it's a power room.
We can put our bags there.
Like, why?
Why? How? So, you guys seen the room. This is our view. I will let you guys know tomorrow how good the buffet is. I'm pretty sure it'll be better. I don't feel the damn AC yet, Fluster. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Oh, there we go. Now I feel it. How many floors does this place have, Fluffy? Do you know? 8. We're on the top floor. We're on the penthouse. This is the Mitzi Penthouse Glamour floor. Lowest, I turned mine on. Yeah. I turned mine on the coldest, which is 18, and then I turn that sucker all the way as high as I can. So I get like Antarctica in my room. I'd rather be cold and warm myself up than to be hot trying to cool myself down. I turn mine so this is what if you guys want to know Will Travels Pro AC 18 degrees and the fan is fully up. So you put the fan button on, and you put the level all the way highest, and we do 18. This is what we leave ours on 24 hours in Danang, and then it feels good. I don't know what you mean 18 will only work at 30. What does that mean? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I wonder, we should have asked them if they have ice anywhere, like an ice machine. You got it on the best setting, but in Philippines, my electric bills, yeah, that's the problem. The Philippines has shockingly crazy electricity rates. We keep ours on all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in our room. Even though we don't pay it, we see the bill. And I think the highest month for electricity was like $40. Philippines just destroys you in electricity. It's insane. Some people pay more for their electricity than their whole rent. I'm not sure, but I know ours works great in Danang. The best one that we've had so far is in Wien Yon. In Wien Yon, that place was ice cold. That's crazy. I cannot trust anybody. You know who I notice? It's weird. You would think, okay, maybe Asians are used to the weather. Um, like Asians, okay, maybe they grew up on it. But I don't understand how you Europeans go to Asia. You guys are from freaking uh non-humid countries. You guys go to Asia and you guys are like, oh no, we don't need AC. I'm like, what freaking problem happened to you guys where you guys don't need AC? I notice it with Europeans. Like a lot of Europeans won't turn on the AC, and I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? You guys are not hot? I will keep the AC on 24 hours a day. I know you're my travel buddy from Prague. He'll be like, oh no, I don't leave the AC on. I'm like, are you a human being? Were you born in hell? I don't understand. How does he not use AC? No, because actually, look at if our big place only costs us $40 a month, if our big place only costs us 40, his place couldn't cost more than that. It would have to cost less. So, I mean, maybe 20 or $30 a day, meaning maybe a dollar a day for electricity. I don't think it's an American thing. I don't know how you guys live in Earth Earth's version of hell with this humidity and don't need AC. So I've never had AC ever in my life at any of my apartments. I had fans, or if it was extremely hot, I would get in my car and go drive and turn on the AC or figure out something like that. Like I've never had an AC at any of my apartments. But if there's an AC anywhere, I am going to crank that thing up. Free breakfast in VN Hotel. You'll get real food, unlike other places like the US and Europe. Our buffet that we had yesterday, I give it like a 5 out of a 10. I'm pretty sure this buffet is going to be a lot better. It's definitely focusing on Europeans and Westerners more. So pretty sure that this will be a much better one. But anyways, I am going to have to wrap this up. But it's very common in America. It's absent in Europe. I don't, even if it's absent, I don't understand how you guys suffer through the humidity in Asia. Like every hotel practically has an AC. When I travel with my European buddy, he will not turn the AC on. I'm like, dude, turn the AC on. Nah, I don't really like AC. And I'm like, you're literally sweating all over the place. He's like, oh, it's fine. That's how people are born. They wasn't born with no AC. And I'm like, I don't care. People weren't born with a car either. Yet you don't see people walking 19 miles or riding a horse anymore. I promise you, in Vietnam or in Bangkok, if you open up a window, it is not going to help you at all. I'm only speaking of when you guys come, when Europeans come to Vietnam. I don't understand how Europeans don't use AC. When you guys are in Ho Chi Minh or someplace in Bangkok, how do Europeans not turn on the AC? So it's like dying a slow death. That's what I'm talking about. Like, there's Europeans out here, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't turn on the AC," and I'm like, "Huh?" Like, yeah, it works great because I don't have to pay that much for electricity. And I go, "Yeah, but you're literally roasting in your house in freaking Da Nang. If you open the window, it gets hotter. Same thing in here, yeah." But I know some Europeans that don't turn on the AC. I'm like, you guys are. And when I say AC, I mean in Southeast Asia. I have no clue how they survive. It's like living in a sauna, a 24-hour sauna. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys stopping by. We are going to go get some rest. We will probably do a dinner stream. We'll figure out where we're going to eat. I'm going to shoot some YouTube video of probably our apartment or our hotel. And then we'll catch back up with you guys later on. This is our first night here in the city of Nha Trang.